because it's like so this is her thing. Men need gold diggers to win the war on feminism. What? That's like saying we need gasoline to win the war on fires. It's like, no, that's not the solution at all. No, it's not that we need gold diggers. That's not what we need at all. And so she did this whole stream on it, which it's really irritating listening to her streams because she prattles on so much. Like, I wish she would just stay on point, but she prattles so fucking much. And it's like, I have to like fast forward, like, okay, let me see when she's got back to the point. And is the example of women of the older generation ruining the young. Wait, what? It's the example of women of the older generation ruining the younger gen? Yeah, probably. Here's the thing: the shootings would have never happened if the left didn't open the borders and the left didn't have sanctuary cities. Yes. And also if the left didn't lie to people telling them that ICE is the Gestapo and this is government overreach and bullshit like that. It's not. Anyway, by the way, Dusty ended up debating that against Jake Var. He ended up debating Jake Var on Grid's thing too, and surprise, surprise, Dusty lost. Which, again, surprise, surprise, it's as if I saved Dusty from himself by not debating him on this topic. I listened. I was like, well, maybe Dusty will have some good. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't know why he's insisting on debating this. He's an idiot when it comes to that topic. He's a fucking dumbass. His worldview is basically government bad. So every opinion that he has stems from all that stuff. So if an officer shoots and kills a person, well, that's bad. Why? Because government, big government bad. So he's going to have opinions that don't make fucking sense. Anyway, she's got the DSL. No, gross. She's trying to reinvent the world. The word gold digger is what didn't like me and Grid actually argued off stream because he was sipping for her. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rat the Reason. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, I saw you there. Yeah. Yeah. You're right about that. But yeah, so she's trying to reinvent gold digger into something. Let's go through her video and let's just hear her arguments.
Get married early, make lots of babies. Women should be staying at home, housework,
yeah.
kids, support your husband, make sandwiches, all of the.
At least no one had to kill my dog in order to bring me back in, though, you know.
Those things like, yeah, being a wife. Yep. Being a
I'm sorry. That's really funny. One last job. Yeah, one last job, you know.
wife. I'm all for it. Or did I say husband? Stay at home. Did I say stay at home husband? Did I say that? Freudian slip. My apologies. Stay at home wife. If I said husband, I apologize. Anywho, this is kind of like the big piece that is the huge anti-feminism rhetoric that we're all very. I did. Oh, that's funny. My apologies. I did not mean that.
See what I mean? Like she'll talk and then she'll get like sidetrack and prattle on, and it's not like a quick sidetrack. It's like she'll prattle on and on. I'm like, okay, can you please get back to the point? It's all a bunch of women prattle.
That Freudian slip. But anywho,
okay, so good.
Women should stay at home. Women should be supportive wives and submissive wives. They should make babies, shut their mouths, and the man, as the red pillars like to push and the anti-feminism folks like to push, say things such as the men are the protectors and providers, protectors and providers, protectors and providers. Okay, well, thanks to feminism, right? Women have been able to secure their own bag, right? So in order to incentivize a woman to want to marry you in this day and age, you gotta just not be an asshole, right? She doesn't care if you're poor.
Nope.
Well, essentially, right? I mean, are you just a dude that sits around doing nothing? That's a different story. But if you're I don't know, if you're working towards something and you're making sacrifices and things like that, showing very good ambition and whatever. That's great. And just like criminal speech.
See, and that's a major flaw in her argument. So her whole argument, and again, major fucking flaw, because that's just not how it works. She's like, well, all you got to do now, since women can make their own money, all men have to do is just not be an asshole. But again, that's not fucking true at all. There are a lot of women that leave men that are actually good men, that are actually good providers and aren't assholes. They're actually good men, and women leave anyway. So no, it's not just don't be an asshole. And there's also a lot of single guys out there that are good men, right? That have good jobs or whatnot that could provide and will be willing to protect their woman, but they're still single because women don't like them anyway. So no, that's a major flaw in your argument. That just assuming that, oh, as long as you're not an asshole, then you should be fine. No. Also, judging by the fact that a lot of girls go out with assholes. So yeah, no, that's not as simple as that. That's a major fucking flaw in your argument. If only the world worked that way, then yeah, you would be right. But that's not how it works. But Sarah, far right conservative Sarah, who agreed with Marte on almost everything, is so feminist brain rot that she tells herself this, that it's just all about the men being assholes and that's the problem. No, that's not the problem. Also defined asshole, like, is not giving into you being an asshole, is calling you names being an asshole, because women could perceive anything as men being an asshole, right? You know, let's say a woman wants to do something, the man can't afford it, so it's like, well, I'm sorry, we can't do this, and denies the woman of something she wants. That could be him being an asshole. So she's also going to have to define what it is to be an asshole, because women could take anything and use that and be like, oh, see, look, he's being a dick to me. He told me no. Real quick, by the way, thank you very much, How Long Nate, for the $5. She's obviously announcing her return to the dating market. Maybe that's what this is. Massage Ninja for $1.99. I can fix her. No, you can't. There is no fixing this. There is no fixing this. And thank you very much, Postal Joe, for Vic gifting 5 cool Vic memberships. Let's see if Pumpkinhead is a lucky winner. Imagine today's the day. It's Super Bowl. Maybe it is. We got Wrath of Reason. Congrats. AB, Chiefs Nation, Blow, blah, blah, and Real Mr. J Show. The conspiracy continues. Poor Pumpkinhead, but thank you very much, Postal Joe, and congrats to all the lucky winners. Damn, I'm starting to think YouTube has something against you. Maybe his words of love. Maybe the conspiracy is against you too. Is it just me, or does it look like she has a 5 o'clock shadow? Yeah, she kind of does. Yeah, she kind of does. That lighting is not flattering to her right now. They didn't accept my prompt last night. Was Dusty a net positive or negative to the tomato verse? That's funny. All right, let's get back to this.
With the kind reminder, thank you, yet loser. I drill. I'm still an asshole about opening up that gold digger, don't care if you're poor. Well, not quite, but that's what I'm saying is in today's age, your average female doesn't necessarily care how much money you have in your bank account, right? She probably has her own job. She probably has her own bank account. She probably is renting her own apartment.
And that's a lie too. That's not true. Women, even though they all have jobs now and they can make their own living, girl bossing it up, they still look for men that actually have a higher status than them. Now it's actually it's just even further raised the standards then, because now they have to compete with women when it comes to earnings and such. So yeah, that's again, just Sarah is just saying a bunch of nonsense. This again, feminist brain rot right here.
If you are both around the same age and you're working together and moving towards a goal of, okay, you know, in 2 years we'd like to get married, have a house, all these things, and you're both working towards that, how much money you have at that time isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? So women now, that at least what I've heard within the videos and the articles and all of these things, actually want you to be a nice, not nice, I won't use that word. We don't like nice guys, right? Wrong terminology in this place. But we actually want you to love us and adore us and be good to us and not be a douchebag and not act like these like Myron Fresh and Fit stuff where they're like, yeah, kind. You guys are helping me out. Thank you for helping me find my word, kind. We want you to be kind to us. We want you to not be a douchebag. We want you to, not be the fresh and fit, like, oh yeah, you gotta fuck 50 girls before you get married, and
You get rid of those guys when you get rid of feminism. All right. That's how you get rid of those guys. All right. You get rid of feminism, it's going to fix a lot of shit. And again, there are kind men out there who are still fucking single as hell because there's women. Women don't know what the fuck they want. They really don't. Okay. That's why us as men, we do got to take charge again and just tell them to shut the fuck up. We just got to tell them to shut up. It's all a bunch of women not nonsense. You just got to take charge, tell them to shut up. And because they don't know what they want. Like you have Sara right here who's saying, yes, we don't, we want kind men and, blah, blah, all just a bunch of nonsense. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. How many bad guys do you think? By the way, didn't Sara used to date fucking what's his face? The fucking dating guy, the one that had the fallout with Andrew. You guys know who I'm talking about. She used to date that guy. Like, what the fuck? Well, why is she dating him? She could have chosen another guy. Why is she going after him? Like, women don't know what the fuck they want, you know? What's his name? Alex. Yeah, Alex. She used to go out with Alex PWF. Yeah. That guy's a fucking dating guru guy. He's a fucking red pill dating guy. But she fucking went out with him. Well, asshole, you want a nice guy, but you're dating out with a dating fucking guru? You're a fucking moron. But it's like with this feminist brainwash, it's like women could do no wrong. It's all up to men to fix everything. Which I do agree. It is all up to men to fix everything because women don't know what the fuck they want.
Treat them like crap, and if they're not submissive, get rid of them, and yada yada yada, right? Like, that's just weird. A normal world, I've never heard any man say that ever, and they're all right wingers. None of them are lefties. Okay, I know where you're going with that. Anywho,
wait, what? What's she talking about?
And treat them like crap, and if they're not submissive, get rid of them, and yada yada yada, right? Like, that's just weird. A normal world, I've never heard any man say that ever, and they're all right wingers. None of them are lefties. Okay.
Yeah, lefties will just pretend to be nice guys and then fucking stab you behind the back. Lefty guys are not manly men. They'll be shady and tell you what you want to hear because they know that's what you want to hear, and then cheat on you behind your back or do shit behind your back. They're spineless lefty men. You might disagree with the right wing men, but at least they'll tell you.
I know where you're going with that. Anywho, so in this day and age, though, it's not just what the man can provide or protect you from. It's more than that, because we can essentially provide for ourselves financially overall. We could be waitress.
Yeah, exactly. Guys without drama is boring to these chicks. Yeah, exactly. If they meet a good man and they're with him and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's providing, he's loving, he's kind to them, they'll be like, yeah, but it's just so boring. I just feel so unfulfilled. Is this what life is? No one told me that this is what marriage was. You just wake up, you get the kids ready for school, you make your husband lunch, and then you just go and clean the house. It's just so boring. I just need some fun in my life. And then they go and fucking cheat with the mailman or the neighbor or some shit like that because, well, listen, look, I mean, you're a great man. I know I fucked up, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled and I was feeling really bored in my marriage. So that's why I had to do that. If you would have just taken me somewhere out once in a while, or a nice date to a nice restaurant just once. Remember the times we used to go out dancing? You don't take me dancing no more. It's like they always got to find a problem with every fucking thing. Everything's got to be a fucking problem. Yeah, he's never has time for me because he's working. Yeah, but he listened. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's all nonsense. She's saying a whole lot of nonsense. It's just not true. That's not what happens. It's not what happens is that women meet men, they're douchebags, and that's why they end up leaving them or something like that. No, it's because women just don't know what the fuck they want.
Bartenders, nurses, doctors, lawyers, whatever. We can do all of these things and work towards something and provide for ourselves if we need to, even if it's only just sufficient and minimal, or work a couple jobs. I've been no scared chicken from working multiple jobs. I'll never forget the time I literally had actually 4 different jobs at 4 different bars or something like that. This is why. And yes, I would. Anywho, my camera's going all stupid.
Uh, Sarah never shuts up. Should be good for a call center. Yeah, I agree.
So, in any event, you can
Oh
bring
yeah,
money.
that's true, Marte. Yeah, Sarah streaming constantly from a bathtub is major cringe. Yeah, that was another thing last night on Grid's thing. I can't cam up because I'm streaming from the bathtub. And she says that like everyone's gonna be like, oh, Sarah. But of course, Dusty was like, oh, Sarah, cam up now. Like, Sarah, listen, you're not that like you're mid, if anything. You're not like she swears she's like fucking Megan Fox or some shit like that. She's not, you know, but that's how she thinks of herself in her head. That's why I feel bad talking about her, because she does think that she's this real queen of the panelverse, you know. And if you're not there simping for her, take my $1,000, Sarah, please, can you come up, please? Then oh well, you must be gay. You must be gay. And it's like, no, like I'm very much straight. That's why I think you're mid, and I'm not desperate to see you cam up. But yeah, it's very yeah, it was very cringe, Marte. I agree. Did anybody hear about Brad Arnold, the lead singer, Three Doors Down? Yeah, it was very tragic. I like Three Doors Down, big fan. And so it was very sad. I was hoping he would pull through, even though he was stage 4 cancer. I had actually hope, because Stagecoach has been booking like 2000s bands, 90s bands. So I was hoping that by next year at Stagecoach, Three Doors Down would be playing, and they would open up their set with the song "It's Not My Time." After he beat cancer, that was my hope, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. He lost his battle. So R.I.P. to Brad Arnold. She just wanted the entire panel and chat to know she was. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, ugh, yeah, it's so cringe. Hey, all you need is for a hard boiled is some salt and pepper and relish and mustard, and then mix it up, and it's a deviled tomato. That's funny. Speaking of which, let me get to some super chats real quick. Bandit, thank you very much for the $2. Why would you want to fix that? Yeah, exactly. Massage Ninja for $1.99. When you see her fix, I was there. All right, well, there you go. Yes, if she all of a sudden becomes fixed or base someday, we'll all know it's thanks to Massage Ninja for taking one for the team. Wasn't she fucking based Oracle as well? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, she was. Sarah is a dumb 304. Yeah. Yeah, she is.
To the table. That's great. You can be a protector and a big strong man, ugh, or whatever the case. That's wonderful and lovely. But I kind of can do that for myself too, right? Oh, we found our black pillar. Or no, not black pillar, MGTOW. It was beautiful. Actually, he might have. MGTOW, residential MGTOW. You've been called out. You called out yourself, sir. But marriage is beautiful. I do not want to deter anyone from it. If you find somebody that you are absolutely head over heels in love with, and they are head over heels in love with you, and you've got everything planned out, and you have goals together, and you want to grow old and change each other's diapers when you're in your 90s, go for it and love every minute of it, and don't look back ever. I don't regret it. I don't regret being married.
Yeah, she doesn't regret being married, but she's not married anymore. Um, Vic, have you watched any of the bar fights with Michael Knowles and the Harry Sissy episode? I was watching it and YouTube. Yeah, I'm planning on covering that here on the channel. There's a lot of debates that I've been actually wanting to cover, and that's one of them. Dude, Wi-Fi Gospel, Alex, he had a fucking wild debate last night. I forgot the dude's name, but the debate prompt was, we should call on the cartels to help defend us against ICE. I was like, what kind of prompt is this? So I want to cover that as well. So yeah, I kind of backed up on debates that I want to cover. So, but I do want to get to that. I bet her husband would say the opposite. Yeah.
Married. I don't regret. I don't regret the divorce. We're great friends now. We actually were laughing about that just recently. How all of his buddies at work can't believe that he gets along so well with his ex-wife, and he could just call me and say, hey, could you help with X, Y, and Z, or I can call him and say, blah 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 blah.
Can you help me against Andrew Wilson, please? Can you talk to him?
uh it worked out just fine for everyone.
I mean, too bad you guys couldn't work it out together, but whatever.
And life's good. The brown pill. What's the brown pill, Plumpy? I got a little puppy running around the house trying to leave brown pills everywhere. Let me tell you about that. It's not been fun. The potty training in the kids.
See what I mean? She like prattles on too fucking much. I'm like, can you please stick to the point?
Getting the gift. But I think, shout out to you and thank you, Plumpy, for your kindness. Anywho, marriage is great. But I think what's going on is because women don't financially depend on men anymore. We're allowed to have our own bank accounts. We're allowed to get our own mortgages since 1970 something. We're allowed to own our own homes without having co-signers and men involved, or stuff being willed to us, or whatever the case may be. We're allowed to do all these things, right? Whether that's,
and also thanks to no fault divorce, you could just, marry a rich guy, and then once you're tired of him, just divorce him and get all like half of his resources and assets and such. So that's another thing. Woo, feminism.
good or not, I'm not going to make that argument, but it's here and it's in your face, and now you got to deal with it. However, we can say that men are no longer necessarily competing financially for over each other for the women. Now they're competing with the women, right?
Yeah.
This is something that I kept hearing in I had a Twitter feed or something where they were just going nuts about, women destroyed our job market, and if they just stayed out of it, we would all be making more money. Now, I remember listening to an economist video kind of disproving that and saying it actually wouldn't work out that way. And in addition to that, women have always worked. We've just not.
I would love to see what the explanation was from this economy expert, but they always have to appeal to these experts. Again, like, I'm not saying, oh, never appeal to experts or anything like that. Of course not. It's just that, if an expert, if a climate expert, again, came and told me, yeah, actually the sky is red, I would be like, okay, I don't know if I should listen to this, climate expert, because the sky is not red. I'm looking at it and it's blue. It's the same thing with the whole economy expert. Well, it wouldn't work out that way. Now, maybe there's reasons that she just didn't understand or she's not remembering. I would have loved to hear the reasoning, but it would go to show that if men didn't have to compete with, it's the same thing like with the legals. Like, if you don't have to compete with other people, groups of people, then logically speaking, then you should be making more money, right? Logically speaking, especially with DEI bullshit and stuff, where it's like, we need to have more women in here. We need to have equal amount of women and men and all this bullshit. I think it would help a lot. But again, I'm not an economy expert. So hold on one second. Sorry. My daughter came up to bring me homemade pretzel bites that my wife made, and they are freaking delicious. Yeah, my wife's been on the whole like sourdough bread making kick and bread making kick, so she's been making these delicious breads. See? I wonder if Sarah knows how to make bread, huh? I wonder if she knows how to do that. Anyway, what was I saying? What the hell was I saying? Oh, the expert stuff. Some kind of expert said, oh, so now it's okay to cite some rando's article when she talked about Paige's study. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Kind of weird how that works, right? Did you bring it up for the whole class? Yeah, I know, right? Why do we have to watch Sarah? Well, because this is I did want to cover her versus Marte. She see is this that the reason why we're watching Sarah? It's not just to poke fun at her, but it's like she's making this big bold claim, which is we need to make gold diggers great again. And I have a lot of thoughts on that, on why that's just completely stupid and nonsense. So that's why I want to talk about this. It's not just me wanting to poke fun at Sarah just for the hell of it. I actually do have a response to this retarded notion. The kind of bread she makes you ain't going to want what? The kind of bread she makes you ain't going to want, buddy? Huh? This is what it looks like when you fuck up a once in a lifetime opportunity, Vic. Yeah, I know, right? Seriously, this is what it looks like. She's trying to fatten you up, Vic. Now that you're growing in fame, she's got to make you fat. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that. Yeah, that's probably her plan.
Not worked very meaningful roles, right? Our jobs were kind of like clerking or seamstresses, laundry, housemaids, things like that. Nothing of importance where you could, you know, be the millionaire on the block. So that ability was left to only you until we were granted the ability to enter in the industry in any direction we wanted to go. And now we're everywhere. I'm sorry. I know. Earmuffs, headphones, you won't hear the prattle, you'll be just fine. So we entered the workforce. Now we make our own money. And now men are now competing with us financially. Therefore, when you take a girl out on a first date, some of you like to say like, oh, well, are you going to buy your own meal? Like, let's go 50-50, let's split it, like blah, 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 blah. Okay. If that's your thing, like if you want to go that route, fine. Okay. But women still don't make I don't think we hold the heavy hand on who makes more. I'm pretty sure last time I checked, it was men that make more. I could be wrong, but
I mean, yes, that is true, but see how now she's using excuses? Now it's like, well, women have their own money, therefore it's up to men to be nicer to us because now that we have our own money, we're not really dependent as much on men. Oh, but now when it comes to paying for dinner, now it's like, well, we don't make as much as men, so that's why we still need men to pay for dinner. Far right, conservative Sarah Tomato, ladies and gentlemen.
you want to take a girl out on a date and then you want to tell her go 50-50. Well, she's probably going to be like, fine, I'll buy my own and then I'll go find someone else to talk to later, right? Like, and here's why I say this. You're trying to court me to eventually, if you have those intentions, this is why I say don't date with casual intentions. You want to try to court me with intentions of getting married and having babies later.
Uh-huh. And you know what will incentivize men to do that is if you don't give it up to them on the first night. You know, if you why would they buy the cow if they could just get the milk for free? And feminism promotes that women are allowed to be sexually active just as much as the men because that's equality. And so now you have women that are giving it up like easily, having one night stands or, excuse me, giving it up to the men after like one or two dates or whatnot. And if you want men to do that, well, then you're going to have to close your legs.
That's great.
That will do a good job of weeding out the bad guys. If you tell men that they have to wait and they end up leaving you or dumping you or something like that, well, then you probably don't want to marry them anyway.
But if you're going to start the relationship off with, oh, we're going 50-50, well, I'm going to go 50-50 all the way on everything, and it's not going to be pretty. I don't want to start our relationship like that. Did Sarah just admit the wage gap exists?
Oh yeah, his words of love, and I think that's what the way it should be. I think the man should pay for the dates. I think that's how it should be. I've always believed that, despite feminism and stuff, despite the age of like, oh yeah, they have to go 50-50. Like, no. Anytime I went on a date with a girl, I paid for it.
I mean, I'm not an economist. I don't look at the numbers and like eyeball them. I think we're just not in as many jobs as the big money making jobs as men are. I don't think it's a wage gap. I think it's a industry difference. You feel
Well, that's part of it. Yes, it is an industry difference. Men are willing to go into industries that are much tougher and therefore pay more than women are. But also, men work more than women because you have women like this that are like, listen, I know I have my own money and all, but your money is our money and my money is my money. So, yeah, men still have to go out and work and earn a living. Women, they're pretty much just like, oh, okay, well, let me earn enough to where I could live comfortably. They're not in general what's the word I'm looking for? It's not they're not as there's a word I'm looking for, but they're not as that as men. What's that word? Um Forgot.
if I'll put
I hope you know what I'm trying to say.
it that way. Like I'm not going to be out there in an oil field lining pipe. eh, Pause. And making $50 an hour to do that. Those guys probably make a
No,
shit
it's
ton
not
of money.
generous. It's when you're it's like when you're a person that has like a drive to earn, like men have more of a drive to become something successful.
And the skill level is it's skill based, not smart based. So I mean, uh, thank you for asking. Hold on, gentlemen. You can just go take a shit or something for a minute. It is actually Elf.
Ambitious. Yeah,
Elf.
there you go, Nick Sheldon. Thank you very much. Ambitious. Yeah, women aren't as ambitious as men are in general. Okay, I know there's going to be like, oh, this woman right here is very ambitious. But yeah, ambitious. Thank you very much. Let's see. Let's read these super chats real fast. Thank you very much, Intel is wild for $5. What is the raging hemorrhoid complaining about now? Well, she just put out this wild video that we need to make gold diggers great again. So I had a lot of thoughts on that, so I wanted to rebuttal. Thank you very much, Bandit, for the $2. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. Yep, exactly. A lot of women have that mindset. Thank you very much, Bandit.
Right? It's like cheap shit thing. Sending the matriarchy out into a complete love zone. Iotin sends in the Big Ten says, since so many women can pay for themselves now, men have
Howdy, Tyler. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good one.
to have good personalities and be better dudes to get them. Iotin just
But see, notice how it's like she's not putting any, again, the feminist brain rot, like she's not putting any responsibility on women at all. She's not even saying women also need to have good personalities or treat men right at all. It's just, she just automatically assumes women good, men need to do better. That's all she is. She's a walking, talking bumper sticker of, sorry, boys, trucks are for girls. Feminist brain rot. But again, she sits here and tries to claim, oh no, I'm right wing, I'm conservative, but like she's a fucking feminist through and through.
summarize my entire theory here in a matter of one super chat. Thank you so much. And hello to those over there watching on the Rumble side. We're glad you're here hanging out. That's fair. That's fair. No.
I like how she put this fucking comment right here. This Andrew Wilson is a bitch boy bootlicker. And it's funny because it's not even a super chat. So it's not like, well, someone paid for me to post that up or address it. No, she just saw it and was like, I'm going to post it up. But she doesn't insult anybody, guys. Sara minds her own business. She doesn't get in the mud with us or anything like that. She's just an innocent little flower, and we're misogynist, and we just love to attack her. You know.
Those over there watching on the Rumble side, we're glad you're here hanging out. That's fair. That's fair. No judgment here. You say whatever you want over there. It's Rumble. You can say anything you want on Rumble. Nobody's modded up to stop you. You just say it all and you leave it over there and we don't worry. Okay. Anyways, are you feeling a little African? It's you take us out on a date and they're like, well, since you can afford your own Gucci bag. Does anybody have a Gucci? Do people really buy this shit? It blows my mind. Anyways, since you have your own Gucci bag, you're going to buy your own coffee. And to me, like if you're courting me, like I was starting off earlier, if you're courting me for marriage and babies, my intentions are to stay at home and be marriage and babies, right? And I have every incentive to want to do that. Now, whether that's the best plan for our family or not is going to matter when we get to that point. And we, as a family, a husband and wife, sit down, talk out the options. If I got to work, I got to work. We got to figure it out. If I don't, great, whatever. I would love to stay at home and just make all the babies we can. Okay. There you go, over on the Rumble side.
Yeah, I know exactly. She 100% has a Gucci bag. Yeah. If she wanted to date a man that had a Gucci bag, or not had, but wanted to buy her a Gucci bag, I should say, she would have no issues with that. Sarah's been attacking me and provoked. It's like her and Dusty are begging me for their attention now. They literally go out of their way to do so. Well, yeah. And like I said, Sarah's now posting these cope thirst traps, knowing that I'm a recovering Sarah cope-aholic. She knows this. And yet now she's just flaunting her cope streams everywhere. It's like she's daring me. She's begging me to cover her cope at this point. So yeah, I agree, Marte.
You guys can talk through me to each other. All right. Anyways, so men, if you're a douchebag, if you're an asshole, if you're just not a nice guy or not a great guy, or you have a really hard time getting women, or you want to say, oh, male loneliness epidemic or whatever, well, guess what? You have a solution. Yes, but wait, there's more. Make gold diggers great again. If your only thing that you offer at the table as a man is, hey, I can protect you because I'm big, strong man and I can provide for you. Well, nothing in there says like, oh, are we going to be good to each other? Are we going to like cheat on each other? Are we going to be nice to each other? Are you going to love me? Are you going to bring me flowers? I don't know. All of those other things that women actually do give a fuck about, I guess. So if you're going to lead with your wallet, you can't sit here calling women gold diggers and be upset about it. You are telling them what to do, sir. And the fresh and fit guys, Myron, they always say like, "Oh, women only want you for your money, whatever, whatever." But then you say, "I want you to be submissive." And you like, I will protect and provide for you. So shut your mouth. Okay. But then you don't want a gold digger. You got to pick one. You got to pick your poison here. James coming in with the big.
Yeah, well, if she's only addressing like red pill guys, like yeah, I'm not a red pill or anything like that. I disagree with a lot of what the red pillars say, but yeah, no, I would never advise just go out with a gold digger. That's horrible. By the way, too, that doesn't solve anything because there's a lot of cases where a gold digger, she's only digging for gold, like she only wants the money, she only wants the resources. So there are, what about if a gold digger goes out with a millionaire, right? Let's say he's worth, I don't know, $25 million, okay, and he's going out, she's going out with him, blah blah blah. But also, then she goes and she meets someone that's even richer than this other guy, who's richer and better looking, and he's worth, let's say, 100 million, right? Well, that gold digger will probably leave her current husband, get divorced, get access to his resources, and just start dating this new gold digger, this new millionaire guy. So no, that doesn't actually fix. That's not what a gold digger is, and that's not what. Uh, I don't know what red pillars, if they're even advocating for that. I really don't know, but that's not what I'm advocating for, or even Andrew's advocating for, or anyone else that's like a Christian conservative is like advocating for. We're not advocating for gold diggers, and so it's ridiculous.
10 says coffee first dates only. Treat it like an HR phone screen. If you don't click, not a big deal for either of you to.
Yeah, I also think she's strawmanning his position as well. Uh, at least Myron. I think Walter, his co-host, Walter, I think he didn't wasn't there a thing where he got with a gold digger type? But yeah, anyway, regardless, yeah, I don't even think that's what even Myron's advocating for either.
Walk 110%. I say this all the time. If you go on a first date and you just met them like online, you don't know them personally or through friends or whatever, you haven't intermingled with them before, absolutely not. Hold on just a second.
All right, well, she's doing that. Let's read some super chats real quick. Thank you very much, Massage Ninja, for $1.99. Fixable. One look at me and she'll close her legs. All right. Well, hey, listen, if you're able to fix her, I would say good luck with that and have at it. Thank you very much, Nate, for the $5. To be fair, men allowed this 3 generations ago, and it's only men of younger generations can fix it. Well, yeah, pretty much. It is up to the men of younger generations to fix this. It's too late now, but it is up to the younger generations. Thank you very much, Nate. Sarah's dad is of the useless generation. Probably. By the way, her dad gets brought up here. I guess her dad's now like a moderator. Yeah, I'll be your moderator, Sarah Bear. And so he's kind of like a character now. First, she had her mom, and now she has her dad on there. So I wonder when we're going to get that conversation between it.
Right.
Whenever we're going to get that conversation between Andrew and her dad. I'm going to skip ahead because she just rants about how her daughter interrupted her or her kid.
Why not push the narrative to say, listen, ladies, I can't be the best guy in the world to you. I might not love you right. I might not love you well, or I might be a total douchebag, or I might sit around playing PlayStation or Game Boy or whatever on the weekends, absolutely not helping you at all around the house or with the kids, or you're going to get mad because I go and play basketball with my friends and I have gym time, but you don't, and yada, yada, yada. Then lead with your wallet. And don't get mad if somebody only marries you because of what's in your wallet. Okay. Number one, everybody's benefiting. You come in as a business transaction. You are now one company together.
So it's like you have to be a millionaire now, and you have to allow gold diggers in order to have successful relationships or marriage. It's like, no, that's not even like you could be a strong patriarch and not be a millionaire, Sarah. So it's like it's like this woman, she doesn't fucking understand what the argument is. And it's so frustrating because it's like I feel like no matter how many times like people on our side explain it, it's like they still don't get it. That's why I'm saying it's feminist brain rot. Like she's been brought up in this feminist world, and she doesn't understand what we're saying. She can't grasp the concept that we're saying women have duties too, and women are neglecting those duties. And it's because of feminism that's why that's going on. It's because of no fault divorce. It's because of this encouraging women to go be CEO girl bosses. It's because we encourage women to go live, laugh, love, and all these feminist tropes here, and they're neglecting their duties. And if you say a woman should cook or clean or blah blah, well, that's oppression. That you're oppressing them. You might as well be chaining them up to the stove. So with that kind of propaganda coming out, people like dummies like Sarah, who heard that all her life, they don't understand what we're trying to say. So now she's come to the conclusion, well, listen, if you want to be the provider and blah blah blah, well, then you have to accept gold diggers. And it's like, are you a fucking moron? Like, are you really this stupid?
You are an entity, okay? He's got the budget running for you, and you've got the HR and management system going. All right. So you're going to operate as a company, and if you come in with that knowledge, knowing damn well that okay, we may not be absolutely in love, but hey, he's providing for me, and I'm going to give him babies, or I'm going to make him sandwiches, or whatever we decide to do and how we decide to do it. Fine. If it works out and it's mutually beneficial across the board, you can absolutely run that deal. And I think men should probably push that harder, because isn't that how it used to work?
Yeah, I love that she thinks she's cooking with this. That's what I mean. Like she's an idiot. Like she thinks she's cooking here. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? So now she's gonna bring up like arranged marriages and such. And it's like, well, that's not the same as gold digging, though. But okay, the thing is with the arranged marriages, like yes, you find a man that comes from like a wealthy family or whatever, and who's doing something like the parents when they set that up. It's like, oh, your son, like blah blah blah. Well, our daughter will also cook and clean for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was arranged. It wasn't just this notion of only the men have to do this.
Was it not? There's a whole dowry system going on, and but the husband had to be somebody of status or have money or whatever. If the father was willing to hand his daughter over, it had to be a certain thing, something. You bring me a cow, I don't know. It was all transactional before. Why are we making it all frilly and frou-frou now? Let him be a gold digger. I mean, we pulled up the definition, right? Gold digger definition. And this is just what pops up on Google. A gold digger is an informal, often derogatory term for a person, traditionally a woman, who initiates or maintains a romantic relationship, marriage, or association with a wealthier person primarily to gain money, gifts, or social status rather than for genuine affection. Does she have to love you to give you babies? Does she have to love you to marry you? Does she? I mean, some of these what are they called where they set it up? What is that word? Help me, chat. The word where they set up your marriage. I can't even think of it right now. Arranged marriages. Arranged marriages is purely transactional. I mean, maybe they've fallen in love later. That'd be cool. But that's not why they're getting married. They're getting married because the elders said, you and you will work and you will get married, make babies, and here's your plan. You're welcome. And they say, okay. You show up at your wedding day and go from there. Why can't that work for a gold digger or somebody who only marries you for financial benefits?
You know what's funny is that she kind of brings that up later on. True, it's a little late for her to be a gold digger. She kind of says something similar to that in a little bit.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Isn't
you
this
are.
how we ran this drill before?
It's
Get
like, yeah,
back to
you
the
are.
old days, right? Mr. Farley coming in with a big five says, hi, Sarah. Hey, James. That's how any
Yeah, it's like you are wrong. Like even if all that were true, like that's what we're saying here. That's what we should go back to. Well, we can't because there's feminists like you that are like, well, but our rights. Oh, but yeah, it's oppression. That's Handmaid's Tale. And yeah, we wouldn't even if we agreed, yes, that's exactly what we want, which I don't think that's what we're arguing for. It's a straw man of argument, but even if it were, we wouldn't be able to because we have women be like, oh, that's oppression. Oh,
time I say hi to you in chat, this is how I feel. Hey, James. Shout out to you. Congratulations. I don't think we need to worry about love and mushy gushy bullshit anymore. If you want
yeah, no, I know. That's why we need a shame simps. We need to go back to we need a simp shame more. Because seriously, like that's most of the reason why this woman is still relevant. The simps. Oh, Sarah. Here's $1,000. Can you please cam up when you're in the bathtub, please?
want to destroy feminism, make gold diggers great again. Have men, work hard for their wealth and be, this is how it started. This is how it started. If you are a like solid provider, the women would fight for you. Now it's the other way around. You have to impress us. Hello. You want us pining for
How come you don't talk to us like that when we send monies for the $5? Yeah, I know I should try. Thank you, Captain Planet. Wow. You're so sweet. Thank you.
you. You want us throwing ourselves at you. You want us beating the
Huh,
shit out of each other,
that's funny.
trying to get your attention. Give us something that we can't do ourselves.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thanks, feminism. This is what we have now. This is the kind of women we have to deal with now, thanks to feminism. And again, her whole point of this stream is like, we need gold diggers to fight feminism. I was like, that is one of the most retarded things I have ever heard. Like I said, that's like saying we need gasoline to fight fire. It's like, what?
Or give us some incentive, right? Because let me tell you what, if I was promised and guaranteed that there would be a poolside that I could lay by on the weekends with a margarita and my own nanny helping out every now and then, and I don't know, cooked
I wonder if Sarah's just trying to say she wants to meet a rich guy, huh?
meals done for me, that blowjob central all day. You don't have to I don't give a shit if you love me or not. Are you taking care of me and my babies? Is there a pool that we could play in? Like, fine. Blowjob.
But she's a far right conservative, guys. She's so far right. No, she's not a feminist at all.
Any thoughts on that?
Any thoughts on that?
I don't know.
She's hoping there's someone in her chat that's like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of you, Sarah.
Feminism destroyed that system. It's quite possible, but I also think
That's a
men
good catch there, Memetic. That's a good catch too. Yeah, my baby. Yeah, again, more of that feminism. Hey, where did the fucking, there we go. Where did it go? Yeah, that's a good catch. Yeah, me and my baby. Yeah, but she's not a feminist, guys.
stopped trying to be, and I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. I'm just going to spitball everything and you go do whatever it is you feel you need to do. You're the man, right? But men
Advertising for
stopped
Jason.
trying to, it was how do I say it?
Hold on. Yeah. She's hold on. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I remember this part. She's like struggling to say what she means, but it's because she can't say it because she knows it's like wrong. And so she's trying her best to kind of see how she could word it where she doesn't sound so stupid or contradictory saying it.
I don't know. Feminism destroyed that system. It's quite possible, but I also
Oh, yes, it's quite possible. No, that is what happened. That is what happened.
think men stopped trying to be, and I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. I'm just going to spitball everything and you go do whatever it is you feel you need to do. You're the man, right? But men stopped trying to, it was
See? So after the whole thing about, well, feminism destroyed these systems, and so now she's like, well, yeah, but look, and now she's trying to figure out how to word it really well where it doesn't sound contradictory, because that's what it is. It is feminism that destroyed it. That's what it is. That's why we're against feminism. It's brought down feminism has just brought up a lot of fucking issues in modern day society with a ton of shit. And doing away with feminism would get rid of a lot of this shit. And so she can't say that because she's a feminist. So she has to try her best to think of how to word it.
how do I say it? It's like you stopped trying to impress us or
Uh-huh. Why?
no.
See, it's like you guys stop trying to impress us because, and it's like, because why? Why did men stop trying to impress women? What happened there? Why did men stop working hard to impress women? You know, did women make it easier for men to sleep with them? Again, why would you work so hard to buy the cow when you could just get the milk for free? Could that be part of it? Could it be that maybe pornography and OF is also a lot to do with it? Because why would a man work hard to gain a woman's affection when they could just go home and sit on their favorite freaking jerk off recliner and have at it due to OF or corn and stuff like that? Why? Why do we do that?
No, not that way around. It's like you, how do I say that?
How do I say it where I don't sound like a fucking idiot? Yeah, this is quite a challenge, Sarah. I admit. You're gonna have to do a lot of work here.
How do I say that? Because now you have to go and peacock for us. But it used to be us peacocking for you.
No, men still had a peacock for women back then. Men still had a peacock for women. She's really trying. See, maybe she's not even aware of it. Maybe she's not even aware that what she's saying makes no sense, and that's why she can't think of the words.
Maybe it's because we don't need to peacock, right? We don't have to because we have OnlyFans, we have
See,
podcasters, we have social media. We just throw a picture up with us, I don't know.
when she's making my point. She's making my exact point. See, and so she goes, "I don't know," because she knows that yes, that's exactly what's a big part of it. Yeah, why should men work hard to get women when you guys are just giving the milk away for free? That's exactly why you should be shaming things like prostitution or OF or corn. That's why you should be on board. Okay? You should also be on board with being chaste until marriage. But you're not, because that's oppression. That's oppressing women. Telling women not to sleep around a bunch, that's oppressing women. And so it's like, how do you say, it's that cognitive dissonance that's going on. That's why she can't figure out how to put it, because that's exactly the problem.
Like, felt cute. Take a picture today. Um, and you guys peacock. We don't even have to try. It like, oh, pussy.
Yeah, no, I think so too, Abe Dinkus. Yeah, I think women raised in deep in the feminism are literally blind to the problem. Yeah, I think so too. Because it's like growing up, especially this generation, like like the millennials and the Gen Xers and such, like we've grown up just indoctrinated in, oh yeah, if you tell women these things, that's oppression. That's oppressing them. Didn't you know that we pretty much had women change up to our stoves up until the 1960s or 70s, till the Civil Rights Act, and then that's when they were free from their stoves. And so, yeah, I think they are blind to it.
So what, like,
See, she's really
I
trying to
guess
think.
that's
She
my
can't figure it
question. Where
out.
was that turning point? Was it feminism that made you
Yes.
guys stop,
Uh-huh.
or made you? I don't even.
See, she doesn't fucking know. That cognitive dissonance. The freaking feminist brain rot. Sarah thinks her duty as a wife is to give slurp on demand for a comfortable life. Yeah, exactly.
I guess we just women. We're at that point where it's like, well, what else can you offer me besides money?
What else can you
Because
offer me besides money? Yeah. How about being faithful? How about being a good father to your children? How about, yes, taking care of you? She literally, like, what the? Ah.
and if the average man, I think the average man makes like what, 40, $50,000 a year, right? And I'm not shaming anybody, right? By any means, it's you can survive, or ish, but that's going to be a wife who also has to work and help, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So if she marries,
Yeah, no, this is Pharmacat. I was just telling people that I'm a struggling Sarah cope addict, right? And I'm trying to reform. I was about a week sober of Sarah Cope streams, and she had to go and do this and make me relapse.
you and you know, you're not making six figures a year, she's got to love you. She has to love you, right? To give up comfort. I hear all the time, oh, like men love younger women, and I'm all for an older man and a younger woman. I'm all for it. I was the younger woman always. All right. I was always there. Not so much anymore. I just completely, like, now we're balanced out. Like now I'm like, oh, it's actually we're right at the same age now.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah, so she just talked about right now how she was always like younger woman in the relationships, but now that she's the aging potato, if you will, she's the aging tomato. Now they're starting to balance out a little bit. So in other words, she's getting kind of up there. She's getting kind of old.
I got older and my age range like slowly started coming down a little bit, but I'm all for it. I promote it. And this would actually incentivize this concept of gold diggers, right? Find a cute, I don't know, 19, 20, 21-year-old, maybe 21, so she can at least go and enjoy some wine with you.
Dude, Pterozacto, that's fucking hilarious. Now you're the owner of the whorehouse. Get it? Yeah. No, she's the madam. Yeah, dude. She totally is the madam now. That's freaking funny. You guys are on point today. Thank you very much, Nate, for $5. Men made life so comfortable that women see duty as oppression. Yeah, that is true. Thank you very much, Nate.
But find a cute 21-year-old who's bartending or waitressing and putting herself through school, or maybe she's not going to school. She wants to be a singer, an actor, whatever. It doesn't even fucking matter what the hell she's doing at this point. Find her, offer her, hey, I make six figures. I want babies and a wife. Here is what I can offer you. Right? 21, she doesn't know shit about love. She doesn't even want to fall in love. Right? Texas, a bully mom. The matriarchy's kicking.
That's actually a good question. Yeah. What age do women, single or divorced, realize that feminism is destroying them and all women? Yeah, I know, right? That is a very good question.
Some butt tonight, but I think the boys are still up. Yeah, locksmith Jeremy ensured you guys stayed up for the patriarchy, but Texas bully mom sending in the Big Ten just for lots of love, lots and lots of love. Hi, Dad.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, Dad. Okay, all right. You
yeah.
know what?
So Grumpy Tomato, that's her dad. So her dad wants to see. I could see why Sarah is kind of like this because her dad wants the woman on the horse thing that she plays sometimes. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, kind of explain some things. Sarah Baron, can you please play the woman in the short shorts getting up on the horse? What's that mean where it's like uh man, how does it go? It's like uh, the old lion maybe I don't remember how it goes, but that's the vibes I'm getting
And
here.
I'll say this and a lot your oh, Dad. Oh, I think the ladies might. Yeah, you should, Dad. You should be the grumpy tomato, and then we can collaborate once a week, and then you
Yeah. He saw his daughter say slurping. Dude, right? Oh geez.
do your own thing. I do my own. You do like Bible reading or something, and or maintenance, home maintenance for the average dude. It work. James says with his membership, technology turned the marketplace global. They are no longer.
Thank you very much. Nate for the $10 was engaged to a woman who was all about the stay-at-home off-grid homestead life. She broke it off and I said there's no room for a tanning bed off-grid. Dude, that's freaking funny. Well, I mean, kind of sad, I guess, if it's a true story, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. But thank you very much, Nate, for the $10. But I guess if she broke it up with you because there's no tanning bed out there, I mean, I guess you dodged a bullet, Nate.
Longer local markets. A woman snapping a pic
Yeah,
on the gram
Matrix
has
bullet
access
dodged.
to a lot more men. 100%. I am a global podcaster. I think my ratio is 60%. I think it's 60% the United States, and then the other 40% is around the world. I am a global podcast. I think that's really cool. I think a 60-40 split, that's not bad at all. That felt good. We do have a lot of Canadians too. That took up a little chunk. 30 for the boys, 30 for the girls. This be
Big sip of
all right. So
Copacino.
anywho, why are we why would we be so upset to turn it back? And feminism gave women the opportunity to make their own money. It gave them the opportunity for bank accounts, mortgages, yada yada, to live individually without depending on a man. That's great and all. Whatever. However, the men had to step up the game and kind of offer more in return for that, right? Like women have to want to be with you. We don't need to be with you, right? We don't need to be married in order to survive. We don't need to be married or with a man in order to pay our bills. We don't need to, right? But if you offer something rather incentivizing, e.g., home, lovely shit, I don't know. You could say lavish. I wouldn't even go as far as being lavish. I would even just say an easy life as far as not worrying. I think most women are on all of these medications and shit that they talk about, like the
SSRIs.
like mental health and stress and yada yada. I think it's because we have to worry about shit all the time.
Oh god, dude. That's the same feminist talking point. Well, we're on medication because look at all the stress that we have to go through. Don't you know we get catcalled? Don't you know we have to put up with men catcalling us and hitting on us? And also we can't walk at night. We can't walk at night without the fear of getting raped. and our essayed, we just stress out about so much. So that's why we're on the pills. Yeah, you wouldn't have to stress out so much about a lot of stuff if you maybe had a man to put some of that stress on.
We're just always worried because we have to work, we have to take care of kids, right? And
Uh-huh.
it would be great if we could just dismantle that.
Yeah, so dismantle it, Sarah. Dismantle it then. Help dismantle it. But your thing is just like your thing is well then we need to be able we have to be gold diggers then. And it's like that's not you don't understand this at all. You don't understand this at all.
Anyways, make gold diggers great again. Texas bully mom says, fuck it, we are gonna win. Did I miss Iotins? Did I miss that one? Did I miss this or was this from earlier? I believe that puts the ladies ahead. Can't type, but love you've got hurt. James, are you doing that other one? They're showing you why they can do this.
Blah blah blah.
Children, all three of us went very.
She's talking about her dad and blah blah blah.
Loves these compliments, right? He has three very successful, astute children. All
What successful? Sarah's successful, but I thought Andrew took everything away from her. I thought she was only left with that Crucible jacket.
three of us went very far in life. Okay, we did very well. And he's a proud papa. My Mama Tomato talks about this often too. Is not likely that all three of your kids are all going to do well, right? It's more likely you have like one drug addict or one person goes to jail or one person's doing this. There's always like the fuck ups, right? And the more kids you have, the more likely you're going to see that. But Mrs. Balderson says, "Grumpy Tomato, is a pleasure to meet you. You've done your job as a dad well." And he says this.
You don't go around, Kat, telling, "Oh my gosh, my parents have so many successful children." I don't know how many are in your family, but you don't go around saying that, speaking for them.
Sends the credit back. He says, "Thank you, Mrs. Balderson. My daughter is self-made with minimal guidance and discipline as a youngster. Beats the living shit out of me." Sarah, I'm kidding.
So she's so now she's saying her dad beat the shit out of her. This is your daughter, Grumpy Tomato. But yeah, Grumpy Tomato says, "Thanks, Mrs. Balderson. My daughter is self-made with minimal guidance and discipline as a youngster." Yeah, I think so. Minimal guidance and discipline for sure. I definitely see that. She, especially the guidance, very minimal guidance, very minimal. But imagine that, like, he's like talking good about her, and then she makes a joke like, "Yeah, but he beat the shit out of me as a kid." Like, why would you say that? You're fucking wild.
Dad, we were afraid of Dad when Mama Tomato would we like she did it, like she would have dinner. I swear Dad could like smell dinner from work because as soon as she put dinner on the table, Dad pulled up, right? But the threat was when we got home from school and me and my brothers would start acting like assholes. The threat was, just wait till your father gets home. Man, everything was going to be like tiptoeing on eggshells and glass and all of those things. Average debaters, tell Tyler we love him and call him Knight.
So then my dad would beat the shit out of me. Well, clearly that's not true because
He sees that.
very minimal guidance. Oh, Mama Tomatoes now in there. See, her dad actually seems based. Raising children is not about violent discipline, but about being a real father. Yeah, right.
Well, not like that, but we were afraid. We were.
I haven't seen this far.
Yeah, no, he wasn't very hostile, not like that, but we were afraid. We were afraid of that loud voice, like not scream loud, but that loud voice that would come across the room when you knew you fucked
Sarah, stop being a retard.
up. And then this hand, the knife hand. Sarah, Get your head out of your ass. Too many times. Sir Knight.
Too bad this hand wasn't strong enough to defeat this hand, though.
Anywho, all right. We are 3 away. So, number 2, share this stream out with at least for that fucker too. I was gonna get mad, like, and it was a wooden spoon.
Sarah, put the crucible jacket down. Sarah Bear, are you taking lewds again? Cut it out.
Too. Does anybody have like that one thing? It was a wooden spoon. I remember that fucker too. I should have named him, but she'd reach for it. We just, me and my 2 brothers, just start laughing and like run around the house. Like, what you do about it? You can't catch me, huh? Can't catch me.
Yeah, maybe her freaking dad needs to freaking tell her that more often in adulthood, right? It's funny because she's like, well, all 3, there was no fuck ups, all 3 of us were successful, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I have know nothing about her siblings, but I'm willing to bet that out of the 3 of them, she's probably the fuck up. Just, I don't know. I just get that feeling.
But yeah, and then dad.
But her only metric is like, well, I was never in jail. I was never on drugs or doing all these other things. It's like, yeah, but, listen, if your 2 other siblings are like great, I'm pretty sure just by default, you're probably the fuck up.
Dad, Sir Father would come home and everything stopped. And this is why it is important. I do respect the patriarchy, and I do recognize.
Stop talking to that dusty fellow. Stop talking to that dusty fellow. Damn it. Damn it. I heard him just pull up out front, blasting that lip biscuit or whatever it is again. Damn it, Sarah. Didn't I tell you to stop talking to that dusty boy? He's nothing but trouble. But Dad, I like him.
That's a very important feature, having father at home and having mother at home. They are 2 different people and they operate very differently. You need them both. But you want some incentive. You want to get her to be that sweet little housewife.
You got to be a millionaire.
Find a gold digger. As long as that money's there, she ain't going anywhere.
By the way, how many gold diggers out there who don't even do the duties then? Like how many gold digging women out there don't cook or clean or what have you, right? They'll just say, I mean, isn't that what happened with fucking that comedian, the one that fucking was feuding with Myron, the fucking Indian guy? His wife, like he found out his wife, like he would go on tour or something like that, and then he would come back and the house was clean, and he thought his wife was doing it the whole time. Turns out she was like hiring a fucking house cleaner. She was like hiring a maid. So I mean, yeah, there are gold diggers out there that don't even do the cooking and cleaning though. So again, it's like all of these points she brings out, they're all meaningless. They don't mean anything. Akash, yeah, him. Yeah, they're gold diggers. They don't do shit. Yeah, exactly. They just tell you to hire fucking housemaids or cooks or something like that. They don't do it themselves. Weak women seek monetary value over spiritual value. Yeah. How does she believe that this is some profound advice? Find a gold digger. Yeah, I know. And again, her logic is make gold digging great again to do away with feminism. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you talking about, lady? There's a reason why she couldn't think of what to say earlier. It's because again, she doesn't even know. She's so indoctrinated in this feminism, she doesn't even know that she's fucking ridiculous. Hey, thank you very much, Suzanne, for the $4.99. Got nothing to say, just wanting to show support. Hell yeah, now we're just 1 away from completing that super chat goal. Gold diggers are filth, yeah. How many Peg Bundys out there? Yeah, exactly. And Al wasn't even a millionaire. He wasn't even rich. He was a shoe salesman, which I know must have paid really well back then because he was able to afford a 2-story house and support a family of 4 and a dog. So, yeah. She has to be a gold digger now that she lost that crucible money. Yeah, I know, right? Maybe, like I said, maybe that's what this all is. Maybe that's what this all is. She's advertising herself. Hey, if there's any simps out there, any millionaires out there, if you need a gold digger, I'm right here, guys. I'm right here. I'm on the market. Sarah was Kelly Bundy, but less hot. Yeah, much less. I bet her plan was to take Andrew from Rachel. It should be crazy like that, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. Imagine that was her plan. Dude, that would have been wild. Yeah, she's still crying that she couldn't gold dig Andrew. Yeah. And then remember, he paid her the money and she was still bitching and complaining about it. Al Bundy was based. Yes, Al Bundy was based.
Where? Fully aware of it and combine, you're going to have to be nice to her.
Wait,
The
what?
amounts you make are around the same amount, or she can still survive on her own rate and whatnot. You're going to have to be nice to her. Not nice like a nice guy. You're going to have to be a good guy. You're going to have to be a good man. You're not going to get away with a whole lot. Black pill confirmed on that one. James.
Yeah, but again, there's a lot of men who are kind. You know, like here's the thing, it's so funny. Like, okay, like I brought it up before how like I watch these like real housewives of like, you know, OC or Beverly Hills or what have you. The, you know, those fucking trash reality TV shows. Okay, well, I watch them with my wife. Okay, listen. All right, sorry. I watch it with my wife. And the thing is, there's a lot of the women on there, they're sometimes like they're married to these rich guys, and the guys are fine. Like there's nothing wrong. They're not abusive or anything like that. And then they end up divorcing them anyway because, well, listen, I'm just, and it's all because, oh, well, I'm just bored or I'm unfulfilled or some bullshit. So, like, no, it's not about just, oh, be kind and nice to them or what have you, because there's a lot of rich guys that are like that and the women still leave them. And because of no fault divorce, why wouldn't they when they get half of their assets or their money? Like, why wouldn't they leave? Why wouldn't they leave? Then they have those assets or those millions of dollars for themselves, and then they could, and then they go and they marry another rich guy, and then they divorce. That's why a lot of these fucking rich women are been married 3, 4 fucking times. So, like, again, with this logic, Sarah's logic just doesn't make any sense. It's just not reality. Reality is feminism did ruin everything. That's it. Bottom line. When you validate these women by saying, yeah, you're right, you have to be happy all the fucking time. And if you're not fulfilled or happy for any sort of period of time, that's oppression. And you should leave him. Thank you very much, Brief Path. Brief Path for $20 or 20 pounds. Dug up some gold. Better you get it than any single mom feminist. Thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, no problem, brother. Blasterbot for $20 to help make this chat less gay, a difficult task, but we must preserve. Yes, thank you very much, Blasterbot. Very true indeed. It will make it less gay. My husband watches 90 Day Fiance with me, and I love him for it. Yeah, me and my wife used to watch that too. We haven't watched it forever, but we used to watch that 90 Day Fiance. Oh, dude, and then you know, there's this other show, Mormon Wives. All those women are fucking awful. They're fucking awful, and their husbands, you know, because they're all Mormons, right? Blah blah blah. So they're like, you know, but they still have these like values, like you know, the Christian, similar to the Christian values and such. And these men try to like get their wives to be more traditional. Which I mean, the fact that they're on a reality show, that's already the feeder right there. But they try their best to like get these women all under control, and these women all complain and treat it like, oh, like you're oppressing me if you don't want me to do this. Like one fucking girl, like these girls, they went to Chippendales, right? One of the husbands had a problem with it, was saying, hey, I don't want you going to this Chippendales thing, right? Pretty reasonable, right? Bunch of naked guys dancing around for them in their fucking undies. So yeah, pretty reasonable, right? But all the girls got in this woman's ear and was like, oh, this is oppression. This is the type of stuff we escaped from the Mormon church. And it was all a bunch of fucking bullshit. And now the thing is that now that that show is becoming more successful, these women are getting more richer and they're getting more opportunities. So it's actually giving them more power to disobey their fucking husbands. And their husbands aren't asking for anything ridiculous. They're not like abusing them or anything. They're just asking them like, hey, you know, maybe you shouldn't go to the Chippendales. But that's oppression now. That's Mormon Wives is modern day women in a fucking nutshell. It's the modern day culture of feminism, I should say. That's what I should actually say. But all these women, they're all awful on that show. All of them. I get angry whenever I watch that show. Thank you very much, Kokomo, for the gifting the one Cool Vic membership. Let me see if I could scroll up to see who won. Flavius got it. Hey, what the hell? Congrats, Flavius. Thank you, Kokomo, for gifting another Cool Vic membership. And Flavius gifting some Cool Vic memberships himself. Congrats to Brief Path, Obnoxious, Lightbringer, Thompson, 85, the King of Kush, and Sticks and Stone Gaming. Sorry, Pumpkinhead, and anyone else that's been hoping for those memberships, but thank you very much for Flavius and for gifting those memberships, and congrats to all the lucky winners. Well, if it's not my oppression, it's actual literal sex slavery and indentured servitude with no rights, but okay. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Vic. I got to go. I have a regular mod on Sundays at 6 here. Oh, all right. Well, thank you very much, Scott, for being here. As always, I appreciate you, brother. If she gets to go to Chippendales and he gets to go to Hooters, yeah, I know, right? Hey, thank you very much, John Smith, for the $2. Men setting boundaries has become oppression. Yeah, exactly. That's what modern day feminism has done. Just setting some boundaries or saying you can't do this or can't do that. And then, oh my gosh. So this fucking show, dude. So on Mormon Wise, right? It come out one of the girls cheated on their husband with this fucking guy, right? Like, like made out with him and stuff and was like flirting with him. And it still was somehow the fucking husband's fault because, oh, but you treat her like this. By the way, on the show, we don't see him being like abusive to her or anything like that. Like, we don't see that at all. But they characterize it as like, well, he's kind of a dick to her and stuff. And so it's like, she's like, listen, I take responsibility. I shouldn't have done that. But, like, I think I was feeling like a little unloved and all this other bullshit. And it's like, okay, oh, it's still his fault. It's still his fault that you fucking cheated on your husband. That's modern day feminism in a nutshell. But women always complain that guys don't communicate until they do, and then the guy's oppressive. Yeah, exactly. It's real bad when you would have better luck with mail order bride over modern dating. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting way more harsh due to all this BS. That's what happens, Abe. That's what happens. Just a lot of stuff that will just do that to you. But that's modern day feminism. Oh, if the man cheated, it's his fault. If the woman cheated, it's still his fault because, well, you didn't listen to her enough. Maybe if you would have treated her better, then maybe she wouldn't have done that. Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think that if you didn't treat her that way, that she wouldn't have done that? But it's never the other way around. It's never, oh, if a guy cheats, it's because of her. It's never like that. Married 18 years and it's making me angry. Yeah, no, I get it, Abe. I've been married 9 years and it gets me upset too. Women asking a man to tell him how he really feels is a trap 100% of the time. Yeah. You wonder why men are becoming passport bros. Yeah, exactly. Boundaries and standards are for women. Responsibility is for men. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else here.
Damn it, James. Just entertain my panels. So get essentially the $10, right? This is panel. Got it?
All right, I think we're done. Okay, the reason why I talked about this, by the way, is because she ended up debating Marte on the same topic on Grid's panel last night. So let's see. I know Marte uploaded this.
Good. That you started attacking me.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
How much more worse stuff has people said about you?
And I may going to come out of you.
I can't. I didn't hear you.
Yeah. How much more feminism are we going to get from you?
Yeah, I know, right? How much more feminism? But yeah, she swears she's not. And like I said, like they were trying to come up with the prompt, like Grid and Sara and Marte were trying to come up with the prompt. And they're like, well, how about this prompt? And then Sara would be like, no, I actually agree with Marte on this one. Yeah, no. And then so even like Jake Varr later made a joke, was like, well, man, I didn't know that Sara was so far right and conservative. I didn't know this. But we all know that it wasn't because Sara is really this far right woman or conservative or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that it's because she didn't want to debate Marte. You know, she didn't want to. And so she was just saying, like, yeah, well, I agree with this or I agree with that, just so they could try to get out of it with her. Because she even kind of admits it later.
I don't know what you're. Hold on, I don't know what you're looking at.
I don't
But
either.
that was my guess.
I think it is Sarah.
Oh, I don't know who Tomato is.
It's me, Tomato.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then it was weird because it's Tomato, you know, like she has an Tomato and her voice sounded lighter. I was like, did she put her voice through like a voice filter or something? It sounded weird. It sounded lighter than usual.
Who's that?
Alrighty. I
Like you didn't even recognize her because she sounded different.
saw Tomato there, and I assumed it was Sarah because I didn't think.
Hold on.
anybody
Can we
would
do
know.
that again?
Can you talk, Tomato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah.
sound like Sarah.
Your voice sounds tinny.
I'm in the bathtub.
Why do you call into my show when you're in the bathtub?
Why?
This is literally like
Because
the
over here on
10th or
Restream, like it doesn't
15th
have all my
time.
avatars and stuff. So I just right.
Can you cam up? You
Oh,
have to
that
cam
is
up
Sarah
here.
then. That's the
I am-
actual Sarah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
You-
coming up. I'm in the bathtub. Grid will kill me, and as will everyone else.
This
Yeah,
is
don't drop your
no-
phone in there and get electrocuted.
No BS. No BS. I don't know why it is. This has got to be the
You're gonna get
15th
battery gas
time.
from moving around, but like the whatever. But no, definitely no electrocution.
This is like the 15th
Anyways, yeah,
time
15th.
Sarah has called into my show while she's in the bathtub. And I'll be
Maybe
like,
it's you.
Sarah, go ahead and cam up. And she's like, no, I can't. I'm in the
I've been
bathtub.
muted
And
this
I'm
whole
like,
time.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. Huh.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so Jake says that, well, yeah, no one wants to see that. And yeah, no, it's true. But you know, oh, that makes you gay if you don't want to see Sarah naked. No, what are you, gay if you don't want to see Sarah naked? Don't you know she's a fucking babe? You know, John Smith, thank you very much for $2 in the tone of New Day. Thank God for Marte. Yes, thank God indeed for Marte. Thank you very much, John Smith, for the 2, brother.
Audio, mic check 1 2.
Yeah, I heard whoever just did the mic check.
Mic check, good to go. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
Who said nobody?
right.
That's crazy.
That was a little crazy.
what was crazy?
Whoever said nobody, that was
reaction.
crazy.
Who's talking about? Was that
Yeah.
I
Orthodox
said
guy?
nobody. What's crazy about that?
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see. Yeah, we don't want to see Sarah, the raging tomato, butt naked. on
Naked
stream.
women is gross to you.
So then Dusty has to reframe it as naked women is gross. No, Sarah. Okay, yeah. If it was freaking, yeah, like Megan Fox or something like that or whatever, or Sydney Sweeney in there, and she's like, I'm in the bathtub. Well, then, yeah, everyone there would be like, hey, yeah, cam up. But it's Sarah. She's not fucking Sydney Sweeney. I know to Dusty, it's like, yeah, Sarah's a fucking 10, but to other people, she's not.
No, it's not that naked women are gross to me. I'm saying like, yeah,
Are
you don't
men
want to
the
see that on
fairest-
stream. Mate.
I don't hear anybody.
You can't hear us, Sarah?
That's
Sarah,
the
can you
problem
hear
I
us?
had when I came in? You got to go to your output and make sure.
Well, she was here, but she's on her phone. And sometimes when they start disconnecting, they just keep.
Hey, how's it going, Emmett? Hey, good to see you. We're looking at you on screen and you're in chat. Good to see you, though, Emmett. Let's see. What was I going to say? Dusty trying to throw around the, what are you, gay, bro? Yeah, exactly. Oh, you don't want to see Sarah? What are you, gay? It's like, oh, if you don't find Sarah attractive, then you must be gay. Like, don't you know she's like a perfect 10? Don't you know Sarah's like the hottest woman to have ever existed?
Disconnecting. It's basically have to reboot your phone, which probably won't occur to her to do.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I guess she always calls in and like on her phone while she's in the bathtub or something. And again, she says like, oh yeah, these boys are gonna get a thrill hearing that I'm in the bathtub. And it's like, well, yeah, Dusty and I guess Orthodox guy here. But yeah, other than that, no one really cares.
She should go to her computer. That would
You
be
just want her to go to her computer because you think she's like still half naked from the bath.
I'm not that much.
We just want the
humor.
debate.
Yeah, the debate would be fun.
You just go to her fucking her actual like setup and
If I wanted all of
I
that,
think she's
Grid,
actually
I
on the
would've bought
toilet.
The poster.
Oh, right.
oh yeah.
You didn't buy the poster?
That was a good one.
No.
basically an online prostitute. I'm just saying, Sarah. Sorry to tell you this, but you are an online prostitute selling that shit. Sorry.
So I mean, she said I can eat a dick on her panel. So
You can eat a
I like how Marte left that in. That was great.
dick. Eat a dick.
yeah, even though I
Go eat one.
defended you, even though
Does
I
that hurt
defended you,
your Does that hurt your feelings, Marte? Are you
hold
okay?
on. Even though I defended you and never once attacked you, it was only after that gay reindeer shit that you started attacking me.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
How much more worse stuff
How
have
much more
people said
feminine?
about
How much more
you? And
feminine
I
is
made.
gonna come out of you?
I can't. I didn't hear you.
Yeah. How much?
Yeah, but look, trad far right conservative Sarah right there. Like how she talks to men, how she's always trying to emasculate them and whatnot. But she's all about the patriarchy. I guess only if you're a millionaire, then she's about the patriarchy.
More feminism are we gonna get from you?
Well, we got from Pork Halal, Tomato and Marte, $20. All right, we got
Yeah, no, I agree, Kyle. The way she talks like a dude is so unattractive. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing that feminism talk. Like if you're a comedian, you have to make jokes about your private parts. And if you're a woman, oh yeah, you got to say like curse and talk like the guys do because hey, it's about equality, right? If the men could do it, why can't the women? Like feminism has like always been just about like penis envy. Like, well, if the guys do it, why can't the women? And it doesn't matter how bad the behavior is. Like I remember like Jenny McCarthy, like her thing when she was popular was like, oh, she would burp or fart or like tell fart jokes or something. It's like, see, I'm just like the guys. And it's like, yeah, that's gross. We don't want just like the guys. You're supposed to be the fairer sex, huh? The fairer sex, they like to joke about that, toward Andrew and such about, Andrew's gay. He thinks guys are better looking. But no, that's what we mean when we say we want women to be the fairer sex and that you don't do that shit. You're not crass. You act like a lady, act like a woman. But now that you're subjecting yourself to the same bad behaviors that the men do, well, then you're just as gross as the fucking men.
Sarah
We need to
back.
debate on it now. Now we have to debate.
All right. Sarah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. So Marte and Tomato. All right. So JS, now you get to go to the back again. All right.
Yes.
And
Good luck, Sarah.
Jake Var and Emmett.
What are we debating?
The Wrath. We'll get. Yeah, we'll decide. We'll pick a prompt here in a minute, and then Grumpy, you go back. Mo, you go back, and then there was two. All right. So, what do you guys want to debate? But what do you guys think about gold diggers? And I think.
By the way, thank you very much for completing that donal goal, guys. Hell yeah. I forgot to restart it, so let me restart it. All right, guys, thank you very much. You guys are amazing. That's the power of the Coolverse right there, guys.
Sarah, maybe you did a stream on this.
Yeah. I think we should make gold diggers great again. If men want to protect and provide.
Okay, so Marte smartly cut what came before this out. They literally spent like 5 or 10 minutes trying to decide on a prompt. Let me pull it up on Emmett's stream because it's funny because Emmett was getting fucking fed up and I was like laughing because you just hear Emmett going, oh God, just debate this. Well, I don't know. Well, anyway, I just wanted to watch it on Emmett's stream because Emmett was like getting like frustrated because they took him forever. They would bring up a prompt and then be like, and Sarah would be like, yeah, I agree with that, blah, blah, blah. And they're agreeing with the long grids, like, wow, you guys really agree on a lot, huh? So I was like, oh, look at far right Sarah over here, I guess.
And they want women to be submissive. If you're going to lead with your wallet, then find somebody who wants that. If inevitably relationships are transactional to begin with, then why not make the transaction?
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, I know Grid still has it up, but like I guess we could watch it on Grids. I just wanted to watch it on Emmett's because I liked hearing Emmett's reaction to it. Emmett's a funny guy, so I like watching it on his. We'll watch a little bit of it because it really was boring. They're just coming up with ideas, and it was just boring.
Let's see. I have a lot of prompts here, but some of them are just kind of.
All right. So if you want to pretend like you're watching it on Emmett's stream, just pretty much after they shoot down a prompt, Emmett going, "Oh my god," or saying like, "Just get put to the men or the fairer sex debate. Come on." That's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah.
Two blacks.
I don't think reparations should be anything. I don't think reparations are a thing, or should be
I
a
think
thing.
it can be.
You think they can be? To who?
From blacks to whites.
From blacks to what? Okay. Give me like the TLDR on why.
But TLDR.
Like
okay,
a
so are
like
you
a-
officially starting?
Well, I want to know.
If I'm going to give you the TLD,
See, like, come on. What's hard about that? Should blacks give reparations to whites? Why is that hard? But she keeps going, I need the TLDR on that. But TLDR.
we might as well kick it off, Sarah.
Well, because I don't know what like. I could probably find agreement with that.
Well, if I'm going to lay out my arguments, we might as well have the debate. You see where the crux where we're at right now?
Well, okay, let me.
I want to understand what I'm getting into.
Yeah, sure.
I need I'm looking for clarification. That's all, Marte.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to hound you.
Should marriage require mandatory counseling first?
Yes.
I would actually agree with that.
Okay.
So yeah, after their Emmett was like, oh my god. Well, maybe if you have to counsel a priest, fine. But not if it's a fucking, woke Karen. Is she trying to attempt a NOR prep debate? No, what's going on here is that they were part of like a grid panel, a debate panel, and people could pay to see the two of the debaters debate, and they pick a prompt and they debate for like a few minutes. Kind of similar to what Speakeasy does on his channel, the verbal combat stuff.
Let's see. No, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I got a message there. Let me just find something really quick. I mean, not really quick, but
Should we give this guy his $20 back?
no,
she doesn't want to do it.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have to pay him an extra $5.
Yeah, I don't know why they would want Marte and I to debate. Like, we would actually be on very similar standings on a lot of things. So
Nope.
So
no, you wouldn't.
That's Sarah.
Just pick a feminist topic, and it would have been much easier.
How about all women benefit from pornography, even if they're not in the pornography industry?
what? All women benefit from pornography. Yeah, the TLDR on that one.
But TLDR.
Yeah. So,
I mean, admittedly, yeah, I also don't understand that prompt either. How do all women benefit?
in one form or another, all women benefit from the adult industry, even if they themselves do not engage in it.
I would disagree. Not all. An absolute claim cannot be.
Yeah. See, so just
Besides
them.
all, then.
Right. Like, you could say a majority or most, or yeah, you can't. Yeah, because all you need is just one singular example.
Okay.
Uh-huh. All right.
I think we should get rid of no fault divorce. One of my chatters had said something. I think I would fight for that.
That's
We should get rid of no fault divorce.
a very common.
See, and then I don't see. I was like frustrated at that one because I'm pretty sure the way that Sarah didn't respond, she just did her little cope laugh, her little evil queen of the panel of hers cope laugh right there. That I'm pretty sure she doesn't think that we should get rid of no fault divorce. Notice how she was really quiet right there, and I don't know why Grid didn't go with it. I thought that would have been an interesting thing. I was very confused by that. He just goes, well, that's a very common thing. Yeah, so it's still an interesting one. I would have wanted to see them go back and forth on no fault divorce. What would have been wrong with that? I would have liked to have seen it. So that would have been a good one. But for some reason, Grid's like, no. And I was like, what?
They,
Yeah, it's overworked.
is hierarchy inevitable in sexual dynamics?
Yeah, probably. I would say so. And it's just a matter of who takes the hierarchy.
Wait, who Panelstein or the Panelverse had a full stream on Marte again? Didn't Sarah say fuck Marte or something to that extent when she was looking for someone to raid? He did bring that up at the beginning. That's what they were talking about. When Marte brought up the whole eat a dick and blah blah blah. I think he was also talking about that that raid part, because that's what she said. Marte can eat a dick when she was looking for someone to raid.
Like who gets on the top? Are you a top or a bottom? But yeah, I think I would agree with that. In relationships,
It's the equivalent of saying, is the light switch turned in off or off? It's turned in one direction or the other. You're
Right.
never going to have it in neutral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we disagree.
Yeah, the defeater would be neutrality in that. I'm going to think of something.
That's funny. My last idea was, should we support Andrew Wilson? Dude, that would have been funny. That would have been good.
Real quick. I don't think that people that are, practicing active Islam should be in U.S. office at all.
I would 100% agree with that.
See, it's just a lot of dead air. And then there's one part right here where they bring up the abortion debate, because remember, Sarah was like, listen, I'm not pro-abortion or anything like that, but what if they were great? What if they were great? Did you ever think of that? Remember when Speakeasy called her out for it? But then she now says she's just pro-life. Let me see if I could find that.
Let's see.
Dude, that fucking evil queen of the Panelverse laugh. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of them all? It's you, Sarah. It's you, Sarah. Yes, thank you, Mirror Dusty.
I think we should. I think when it comes to baby deletion, I think we should delete it all across the board. Mostly, only like the 1%. Maybe if it's going to kill both the mom and the baby, that should be the only allowances we'll have. But even then, that's not ABs. That's something else. It's a medical procedure at that point.
Yeah, I'm pro-life.
See, now she's pro-life, huh? Oh, weird, because a few months ago you're like, yeah, but what if she was great? So now she's just pro-life. Interesting, huh?
Wouldn't I would be okay if we cut out abort. If they said no more ABs at all, I would be okay with that.
Yeah, because Marte even called her out right there. And she's like, are you sure you're pro-life or whatever? And he's like, and what was her I think I went ahead a little bit.
1%. Maybe if it's going to kill.
See,
I think we should. I think when it comes to baby deletion, I think we should delete it all across the board. Mostly, only like the 1%. Maybe if it's going to kill both the mom and the baby, that should be the only allowances we'll have. But even then, that's not ABs. That's something else. It's a medical procedure at that point.
Yeah, I'm pro-life. I wouldn't. I would be okay if we cut out abort. If they said no more ABs at all, I would be okay with that.
I don't know, Sarah. Are you sure about that?
See, I'm glad Marte called her out right there, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. I have left room, and I've stated very clearly about the idea of women in the graping situations. However, I didn't say it should not. I said I think we should consider that concept, but I still, if somebody said, should we remove AB across the board, I'd be okay with it. I'd put my seal of approval and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, because remember, she was like, what about the grape? Now she's like, nope, all across the board, I am down with it. So yeah, probably bullshitting right there. I think she's lying about that one. Thank you very much, Real Rain, for the $2. Thank you, V1C, for saving us from the Super Bowl. Yeah, no problemo. By the way, in 5 minutes, I'm going to be hopping over to so we could all watch the Bad Bunny halftime. So stick around for that. I'm kidding, obviously. I ain't gonna watch that crap. But thank you very much, Real Ray. So listen, so it takes a few minutes for them to decide on a prompt. Okay, I'm going to go back to Marte's version because he cuts that out. I just wanted you to see what was going on there, how it took him a bit, and how she was like, well, I agree with this and I agree with that.
Marte, where do you stand on that?
I would disagree with that.
You would disagree. Okay, all right, perfect. Now we got a debate. All right, so Sarah sounds like the affirmative, and she will go first. 1 minute on the clock. This is actually a serious debate, so that's gonna be cool. And took a minute to come up with a prompt, but I think it's great. So it took a lot of.
So remember, men should marry gold diggers. Okay, I already covered Sarah and her stance on it on her own stream where she talked about how we need to make gold diggers great again. So she thinks men should marry gold diggers. Marte is against. That's what this is about. If you're just tuning in.
How many phone calls have you received in that amount of time?
Well, technically 0 because I pick up the phone and someone was pocket dialing me, and so all I would hear was their TV, and which was fascinating. But then it would happen again, so it was fine. All right, Sarah, whenever you're ready, just start talking, and I will start the clock.
Okay. Wait, before that, can you confirm the prompt? Men should marry gold diggers?
Yes, men should marry gold diggers.
Okay, thank you.
I guess, hold on. How did you put it? To destroy feminism?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, that was my prompt the other day.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So wait, hold on. To destroy feminism,
So that's how I heard about that stream. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, she did that, talked about this the other day, and so I found it, and that's how we got to this.
Does Marte believe we should not do that to destroy feminism, or we just shouldn't do that at all?
I think it still can be irrelevant to the topic, but I mean, I can engage with that, I guess. I think that would, I don't know if it'll exactly destroy feminism.
Well, great. We can argue that. All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Sarah, are you ready to
make? Yeah,
make
because how would marry gold diggers destroy feminism? It doesn't make any sense.
your argument?
Sure, let's do it. Let's have fun.
All right. When you're ready.
All right. Men should 100% attempt to marry gold diggers in order to destroy feminism, because that's how it's all worked from the get-go anyways. If men have always been the breadwinners and women have always been dependent upon men, well, then naturally women were already seeking the men with the most, right? So they were already gold diggers to begin with. Now, relationships were already transactional. We just added the love caveat to it. So therefore, we throw that little mushy gushy bullshit in. Now, feminism actually created women to have their own money. Therefore, now instead of women fighting for the men, now the men are having to fight for the women. If you want the hierarchy to be reestablished, you need to send women back to the gold digger status in which they fought for it, and did anything and everything to keep it. I'll leave it there.
And that's time. That was really good. Ready when you are, Marte?
So I think the relationship's built on transaction, not love, and that's a major issue. The gold digger's core motivation would be what you provide materially, and we're talking about other things. Now, I agree that relationships can be transactional, although, like, let's say that Christ told one woman to love her man. That would mean, like, in sickness, health, or anything like that, and you retire on what you live on. Basically, the attraction disappears the moment materialism evaporates, and I think that sets a bad precedent. Loyalty is also conditional. The kids grow up in a mercenary environment where they see, okay, well, great. If somebody better comes along that's higher paying, guess what I do? I boot the husband to the side. And I think that we don't want conditional love. Love should be sickness or health. We eliminate that. And I think it's better off being pure love without money or any materialism.
Is there a metric to love?
All right. Let me get
sorry,
5
Greg.
minutes. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, but it's true. Marte's like correct on that one. You know, like I brought up earlier, there's a lot of rich women who are married to rich guys. There's a lot of women married to rich guys, and then they divorce them, take their assets, and then they go and marry another rich guy, and then it repeats the same type of deal. Like just because someone's rich doesn't, it's not going to stop the woman from leaving them, especially with no fault divorce, and you get access to half of their assets and such. So yeah, that it again, Sarah's argument just doesn't make any sense.
Just start talking when you're ready.
Yeah. Is there a metric to love?
With love, there's no objective metric we have. So when you say for better or health through sickness and health or anything like this, when it comes to gold digger implies materialism. And I think that the sooner that we put materialism at the back of the card instead of the front of everything else, the relationship is less conditional. That means I can survive a tough storm, a financial disaster, and then she's less likely to leave me. I think that when we lead with money and not love, which means like I am with him for who he is and not what he has, a relationship's 10 times better.
Yeah, and by the way, you could still be a patriarchal husband and father without being a millionaire. So that's another thing too. Like being patriarchal doesn't mean you have millions of dollars. Like no, you could be like a middle class family with a strong patriarch. You could even be a lower class family with a strong patriarch. It doesn't. Being a strong patriarch doesn't equate to like wealth or something. Like you could still take care of your family even if you yourself aren't wealthy or anything. You know, so that's another false premise right there that Sarah just again just completely ridiculous argument.
Then should the man always be the provider then? Does he always have to be the provider if it's not a pardon me, if it's only based on love and not what he can provide for you?
Provision can be my presence of what I can do. Like basically, if I chose somebody and like there was a woman that chose somebody who wasn't tall, dark, and handsome, implies that, you know, this guy was big enough to fend off from disasters and things like that. And they survived a harsh winter because of the work that he could put in. Merit is also the work that men put in with themselves, the work ethic they have and everything else. That's provision as well too. Notice how I didn't bring up anything materialism brought in. Right?
Yeah.
That still sounds like a conditional, though. What if he can no longer protect? What if he, you know?
Right. That was my whole argument. I'm saying that, yes, there are transactions, but think about the materialism I took out of this, right? She's not going to leave me when the well dries up of finances. She's going to stay with me no matter what. She's going to be in the gutter with me, whatever that is. And we've long gone from that in American values. I think if we return to that, that's a better mainstay. We just bought propaganda telling us that we need diamonds that are forever and all this. It's just fucked everything up.
Is a man still doing his?
Yeah, no, exactly. Duty is not based on the amount of money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, duty is not based on the amount of money. It's not like, oh, only millionaires could then have patriarchal families or something like that. No, it doesn't matter. You could have a patriarchal family and be like a lower income family. Patriarchal doesn't mean millionaire.
Duty to his wife if he's no longer providing for her?
Yeah, he is. But you would have to think about what providing is. If we had an infrastructure collapse and there was a big hit, EP hit, whatever that is, I forgot what that is, and all the electronics went out, he would still have to be a hunter-gatherer and provide in other means other than materialism.
Exactly.
And men know how to do that today?
That's the problem. We put materialism before everything, and it's handicapped men as a whole because we've been following women's lead up until then.
Dude, what's with that freaking laugh that she does? That Cove laugh. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? Who is the fairest queen of the panelverse? Yeah, that's you, Sarah.
Totally supports my whole argument.
Well, isn't the biggest issue right now in terms of relationships that men are simps to women and women have all of these options and men have none? Don't we have the male loneliness epidemic caused by feminism and all of these other issues? Can't you just destroy all of that in one quick sweep and say, make money great again?
No, we can't do that automatically with that. I think that if we take simps off of the playing field and we have propagandization of the nation to go away for paying for things that you'll never get, which is what we're talking about, the materialism and the lead with materialism and also the goal of materialism. If we eliminate this through propagandization of the nation, maybe we'll look at 20 years of this time of OF models literally finding other career paths instead of worshiping these women that give them.
Did she do the whole debate from the tub? I think so. I think she did. I don't know that for sure, but I think she did.
Nothing.
So what
Tough
about the
debate.
men who are incapable of the physical stature to protect?
You ever
Right? Don't they only have one other option left as a
you ever hear
duty
about
as a man?
You ever hear about the saying? Weak times create tough men,
Yeah.
and tough men create better time. Like things like that. Like I think that these men will become learners of their experience, and I think we can learn lessons. But here's the thing, though: when you have an economy and guys that are just getting money, when they're basically siphoning the whole system by propagandizing other men to saying, "Hey, you know what? He's getting all this virtual pussy online." I think that sets a bad precedent. I think that we should have men lean towards suffering and lean towards hardship and discipline. And I think that we need propaganda out here to destroy this whole materialist agenda of materialism. I think we should stop leading with our pocketbooks. And I think that's bastardized us as a nation in marriages and relationships.
Marte, you have fallen right into my trap. Like that's what that laugh reminds me of. Shame me in chat because I said a woman was hot, so we making shaming great again over here. Yes, that's what we need to do. We need to simp shame. All right, that's what we need to do. Because yes, we do need to tell men to stop with this nonsense. Stop feeding into this.
As a whole, yeah.
What is with this cope laugh? Marte, you have seemed to have fallen right into my trap. You see, when I put a spell on you, and when the clock strikes midnight, you're gonna turn into a mouse. Like that's what I'm waiting to hear.
Gold digger implies gold, right? Which is a materialism. And we're talking about the core motivation of a woman leaning towards this instead of a man digger, meaning like I want to find a real man, and regardless of what he has, this guy has character. We've long gone from a nation leaning.
Well, hold up. If I can interrupt you there for a minute, because women have made those claims now and saying, well, I don't want you for your money. I want you for who you are. Or I marry a man for what he is. Or if a man is a douchebag, she leaves him, and you guys get upset if we like say, well, I don't want to be with him because he acts like this or does that. And you say, well,
Well, yeah, because the reasons you guys bring up are usually bullshit. Again, you have to define what douchebag is, okay? Because anything, just simply telling a woman no or not letting her get her way, that could be him being a douchebag to her in her eyes, okay? So, or just him not paying enough attention to her or taking her out dancing like they used to do when they first started dating. That could be him being a douchebag in your eyes. So I would really, if I were to bang her, I would have asked her, well, define douchebag. Like, what do you mean douchebag? You know, because obviously when you hear douchebag, you think, oh yeah, he's like abusing her, he's hitting her, he's calling her names, like constantly disrespecting her and all this stuff. That's what I think when I hear a douchebag. But or cheating on her, lying to her all the time. That's what I think when I think douchebag. However, women to them, a man being a douchebag is just not letting her get her way or putting boundaries and such. So I would have loved to have seen her define douchebag.
He's a protector and provider. You should just deal with it. So I'm already leading with that idea of you guys don't want us to worry about that part of it and how you treat us or how your character is or if your breast stinks, and you want to lead with your wallets and say protector and provider. So I'm just cutting to the chase and saying, all right, well then let the women only chase that and give you exactly what you're looking for. And hey, man, blowjobs are great when you're, when you're being able to be a submissive little wife and knowing that he's got you.
You're talking about people becoming utilities.
Right. If a man is a douchebag, she leaves him part of the problem. Don't get involved with him in that first place. Well, that's another point too. Yeah. How about don't marry the douchebag? How about break up with the douchebag while you can? Don't marry him. How about that? That's a good point, Brief Path.
I think that's a bad representative for kids to follow, for sure.
Okay. All right, great. That was actually really good. That was better than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to start with OG and then move on from there.
So I felt like I'm just going to say I give it to Sarah, and the reason I give it to Sarah is
Sarah's definitely pro pecker. Pro pecker.
I felt like Marte went in there talking about
testing 1 2. Can you guys hear me better?
Yes.
We can hear you fine.
Marte talking about meritocracy, and I feel like Sarah actually argued for meritocracy better. You brought up a saying, Marte. I got one for you. Only women, children, and pets are loved unconditionally. Men have to provide value for their families. And if they're not able to do that, then they don't make good husbands and they shouldn't have wives.
We can do the absent gold. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Or Asmongold.
Okay.
Give it to Sarah for that.
These guys shouldn't be able to hear me right now, but you guys can hear me, right?
I can hear you just
in the
fine.
chat- Wait, hold on.
I can't.
I like this is going on, and Jake's just doing his like audio fucking testing right here in the middle of this. All he'll just chime in. Wait, so you guys can hear me, right? All right, they shouldn't be able to hear me, but man, all these guys fucking suck. Am I right, guys? Yeah, we could actually hear you. Oh,
Says you're muted, but
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
You
Are you
have
guys
to
can still hear me
remute
when I'm muted?
yourself when you come back from backstage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mute your-
I'm talking to the chat right now. Sorry, I'm trying
That's
to
all
fix
right.
the audio. My bad.
Yeah. No worries. Nobody's mad. All right. Grumple.
okay. Sarah said opener. The summary was relationships were always transactional. That backs up your affirmative. Marte's this is what I got out of it and kind of what I understood. Everything in a relationship is conditional, but it shouldn't be. That goes into the ought of men should marry gold diggers. That the should there, and I think that's a good. It should be unconditional. Okay, neither one are backing anything up, but it's opening statements. We've got Marte. The biggest thing I got from him and the gist of it all: removing materialism increases loyalty and makes a relationship better.
Freezer. Hold on, I gotta see this real quick. That's pretty funny, Emmett. Dude, she totally does sound like him. That's fucking funny.
Slight loss because there wasn't any other. Like, why does it make the relationship better? I mean, it makes sense that it does, but you didn't provide any, or I didn't hear anything about why. I think that's overall a points with just a slight could have been improved there. But then Sarah asked a lot of questions on the offensive, but it was a lot of questions, not making points. You gave Marte all the opportunity in the world to keep making his points, but not making much of your own until the very end. Like that very right as we were all coming back up, it sounded like you're about to get into something that was going to be a maybe put it all together. I'm not sure because you ran out of time. I got to give Marte on this.
Nice. W for Marte. And thank you very much, Ken, for $5. We need to shame the simps, yes, but we also need to shame the promiscuous 304. We need to shame both sides of existence, shame maxing them. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, listen, I am for shaming both sides. Both are the problem. So, yes, I am down with shaming both. Thank you very much, Ken, for your Canadian $5.
And Wrath.
Grumple kind of hit on the point. It was a back and forth. Marte stood on his grounds, kept pushing forward, and it felt like Tomato was just kind of taking a step back, kept asking questions, just couldn't get a solid foot on the ground. So it goes Marte.
Okay. Anybody want to comment? Emmett, you look like you want to comment.
Emmett, it looks like you got a lot to say.
You have to say though, like to go against Tomato's point, like that's the reason we're in the situation we are already.
All right. Well, now I got to see it in Spanish, Emmett. Now I got to see it in Spanish. All right, let's see. Frieza, Dragon Ball Z, Frieza, Spanish laugh. Let me see this in Espanol.
Is that women, they expect the whole fucking world, but they have
Cha, cha,
no
cha.
duties,
That's
no
funny.
responsibilities. They want chivalry, but they don't want to give repercussions back. So that's just the way society sits already. So
That's
you're not
what
even changing a thing.
that's what a gold digger does, though. They'll literally blow
Yeah, but
jobs,
why would you want to marry
blow
one?
jobs, and babies and whatever you want. As long as you're providing, I'll do anything. That's literally the whole concept. Look up the definition of. Maybe we should have started with
I
that.
could get that from a hooker.
No, I get
Well,
that.
but you can't get babies
I
from a
don't
hooker.
want
Well, brother, you pay, the reason you pay a hooker is so she leaves, man.
That's true. I've heard that before.
That's a good point with her Frieza laugh. Emma just pushing Spanish propaganda on us. Yeah, I know, right? That's how they get you. But yeah. What was she saying? Oh yeah, but there's some gold diggers that don't even do that. There's some gold diggers that don't even do their duties at all. You know, they hire nannies, they hire cooks, they hire maids. So yeah, that's not even with that logic, it fails.
I'm like 99% sure that is true.
I don't think that's a wife. That's a high maintenance dependent who you're going to have to take care of when we talk about modern.
You just hold on. I don't want to get a panel debate in. I actually just wanted to. I occasionally ask for people's input.
So 2 out of the 3 judges said that Marte won, but Grid disagreed with that.
Who is the other judge? He might be in the bottom left corner, maybe. I don't know who the other guy was. The other judge. But he said that, oh, well, women don't have accountability, responsibility, whatever. But that's the whole entailment of the definition of gold diggers is that you are giving up, like you're giving back, right? There's a trade-off. So you're
giving back.
Like, if you don't give me the blowjobs, the other bitch will, right? So she knows that, and she'll do any and everything for that.
Well, Grid just thinks that she lost because everyone hates Sarah, and I'm like, I mean. Wrath of Reason. Marte was saying in his after stream that Wrath of Reason and the other guy don't even really like Marte, but they still gave him the W. And so, and plus they actually had reasoning there. Like they actually displayed reasoning. It wasn't just like, yeah, Marte won, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, Grid disagreed.
You want babies? How many babies? You want blowjobs? How many? Oh, Coochie, you want a sandwich? I'll make you sandwiches all day long. You know, if you are providing and protecting, you're doing that thing. I'm gonna give you anything you need and want, and that's why I made that claim.
And I think that's accurate. I mean, but again, it's a great debate to have. Marte made solid points. I was a little concerned it was going to become kind of a shouting match, but it was great. Really appreciate it. Sarah, you're always welcome. Marte, congrats. But I've got to move on because I got to go to bed at some point tonight.
Oh, they cut that part out. Yeah. Oh, Marte cut that part out. But yeah, so that was the debate. What's it called? That was the debate between Sarah and Marte. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, I just think it's wild. Just this whole notion of make gold diggers great again. Like I said, I was listening to her stream on it before watching this debate over again. And it's just wild. It's just a wild theory. Like, and her cope with, well, it will help us defeat feminism. It's like, no, it won't. It won't at all. In fact, feminism led us to this point. How would it help us defeat feminism at all? There's many ways you can defeat feminism, and marrying gold diggers is not one of them. And I think I've thoroughly debunked all of that. So blackmail Sarah, crazy rhetoric. Yeah, exactly. That tub has water heating capacity. Maybe it's connected to hell. What do feminists know about traditional relationships? Yeah, exactly. She really is rage baiting me now. Yeah, I know. She's trying to listen. Like I said, she knows how thirsty I am for her cope streams, you know, and she's just every time I try to sober up and try to just move on, she's like a drug dealer. She's just like, here comes for some more cope, huh? Please. You know, I'm gonna say something stupid. You know, I'm gonna say something retarded. come on, Vic, just for old time's sake, just cover my stream once more. And I'm like, Sarah, I told you I don't want to do this anymore. And she's like, come on, for old time's sake, please. I'm really going to say something retarded tonight. You know it. And I'm like, ugh, why? Like I played earlier, this is pretty much me right here. You know, the Sarah Cope streams are the mask right here, and I'm Green Goblin.
Coward. We have a new world to conquer. You make me sick.
Leave me alone, please.
Hiding in the shadows. Hiding from who you truly are.
Oh.
You can't escape yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. See? Poor Green Goblin. I know his pain now. I know what he's going through. He's such a good actor. Shame he never played the Joker. Yeah, I agree. Sounds like me and my ex before I found Christ. Yeah, I bet. Cool. Do you need an intervention? Maybe I do. Maybe I do, Ken. Maybe I need an intervention. So it's amazing your shoulder devil. Yeah. Anything is a debate if you're contrarian enough. Not true, Pharmacat. Not true. Not everything is a debate if you're contrarian enough. I disagree. Debate me on it. We need Angry Vic to react to Sarah. Yeah, I know, but so yeah. Also too, so another thing is she has this stream ready to go. This is what Marte, shared this in the Discord earlier, and I was like, oh no. No, I was done. I was done. Why are you posting up these cope thirst traps? I was done. Let's study weak men. Fragile egos unleashed. How these tough guys only bully women when Daddy Dusty leaves the room. Sigh. Vicky debater. Yeah, exactly. I love Angry Vic. Well, thank you. I'm glad. The Vic Rage is pretty popular. Yeah, so I don't even know what the hell this is about. Who was hating on her after? Yeah, exactly. Abe, we should study weak women. I need to have my own little freaking thumbnail like this, and it just says, let's study weak women. I should do my own let's study weak women stream. Wow, TP USA is almost at 5 million live streams. Nice. 442 subs on her alt account. Yeah. What's funny is I'm already in my secondary channel. I'm already catching up to her from her content. Like from me covering her content, I'm already like almost caught up to her. Let's see if Dusty, because I know Dusty was also I know Dusty was also covering this. Oh, look, he has a new video of me. Debate yourself like a schizo. Conservatives are more lefty than lefties now. That doesn't even make any sense. Sarah will do anything for views. OF next, I'm guess soon or soon at least. Yeah. I just don't see Dusty as capable of stopping any bullying. Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, I don't think Dusty's a real person. I don't think he's interested in having like genuine debate. Ah, he made it members only. Yeah, because I know after that whole the Marte debate, she went on Dusty's panel. Was gonna be away from the internet today, but Cool Vic had to stream. Because Sarah pulled me back in, I pulled Emmett back in. Dusty doesn't want you to be in shape either. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He does not want me to be in shape. Why does he do that to me? Why does Dusty make me eat cheeseburgers? I just don't see Dusty. Oh, yeah, I already saw that. You can hate me if you want. I stand on what I said. In truth, neither of them won that debate. They can both do better. I disagree. And no, not just because I dislike Sara. Like, I just disagree with the premise. The whole, like, we need to marry gold diggers to get rid of feminism. It's just nothing about that makes sense at all. And I don't think she brought any valid arguments that actually helped it. You know, it's just more feminist nonsense. I think just between the two of them, Marte made the better arguments. Marte said in the stream after that the people who voted that he won don't even really care for him that much, and they said he won. So, yeah, I don't think it was just that they didn't like Sara. In my tribe, we have a name for people like Dusty. Huh. I do think Marte should have handled that in a more concise way. I guess. She's actually making a case for harems. Yeah. Well, she's the old enough to be the madame now. The madam. She's going to be the madam at the freaking the burlesque house. Where are we going to call Dusty? I call him Red Knight. Yeah.
That part of it and how.
I hope everyone have a great one.
All right.
Topsy, but do this.
Night, Marte.
All right. So what do you guys want to debate? You want to debate pornography?
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I think I got to reconnect my freaking AirPods. It's doing a clicking noise that you guys might hear it, but I can't, and it bugs me.
Pornography is.
All right, guys. How did you guys feel about that? I mean, it's a W for me. I'm operating on 12 hours of work. Sara was like, whatever. I've been up since 7 this morning. I'm training for the Mr. Olympia to try to requalify.
Yeah, I remember that. By the way, Sara always does that. Sara will always come on and be like, guys, sorry, I'm kind of sick, or hey guys, sorry, I have like a migraine. And, like, she always comes up with excuses too. So
for another pro show. As a pro athlete, I'm training for my last year of competing against the global elite when it comes to sports. And then I'm also going to school. And then I just worked a 12-hour day. My brain is mush. I'm shocked I was able to not just have a bunch of jibber jabber online with my like, I was surprised I was able to talk. But yeah, man, I'm happy that I got 2 donos from people today. That's awesome with my Cash App. If you guys can't support your local debater in me crushing people like Sara and everybody else, crushing Dusty, Beths, and all these other people, by the way, it's not a personal attack. Objectively speaking, I do want to win more debates. I do have a debate tomorrow. And the debate that I have tomorrow is Muslims should not occupy public office. And that's what I plan on debating. The reason why I didn't say a lot tonight is because my brain is mush. I've been going to school, working 12-hour days, and I'm not one to bitch and whine about this stuff. I still showed up and still debated, right? That was like to be honest with you, that was a piss poor performance on my end. Still barely pulled off the W. I don't know how I did that, but it was just shitty performance. Probably because my brain has been used to the max today between studying electrical work with diesels and stuff and then going 12-hour shift and then after getting off work training and then coming home and then jumping on stuff. I'm like, damn, man,
imagine if Sara is on the toilet. Guys, sorry, it wasn't a great debate performance. I had some really bad diarrhea, and so wasn't my best.
I have so much on my plate, it's stupid, but I can't complain because I live in a first world country where Donald Trump is our president. And I have 2 fully working arms and legs. I have no excuse why I shouldn't be blessed. Christ is God.
Yeah, to be fair, we can't all be talented at debate like Andrew, though. Like, to be fair, Andrew's really good, you know?
Working no matter what. So, yeah, man, a Super Bowl debate, man. We're having this debate tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. Oh, man, what a stress test, man. So if you guys can and are able to do this, please donate to the Cash App. Let's get these dono goals up, man, because my channel's demonetized, and I did it to myself, man. What can I say? But this has been a good debate, man. I appreciate it. You know, I can't say anything less than I love my supporters, love you guys, man. And I truly do appreciate you guys for being in the chat and being there for me, even if it's just only one person. I have 37 total, 34 on X watching, and then 3 on YouTube. It's like there's only 3 on you, but 34 people watching on X right now. We got to get these live viewers up and get these subs up. But once I get monetized, we're going to have a sub stream and we're going to promote more. I'm going to have more debates. Also, I have a special guest coming up. Hopefully he accepts it. We'll see what we can do, because one of my guests hasn't responded and he's going to have some celebrity some support. I was eating right before going. Talk about burning the candle. When the debate is that ICE under Trump is a net negative on Streamlab, but I'm going to do some research to see if I have a defeater. I have 2 doing up. Ross, he was a no-show.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I do believe Marte talks a little bit about the debate, like more about the debate with Sarah.
The debate with First Amendment is on Wednesday. Tons of debate. I still put in work and give you guys blood. Show support if you guys can. Thank you for donating to the super chats and the donos. I respect it a lot. I appreciate this. Helps me to eat and get more food as a student pro athlete on the way to qualifying for the Olympia. Hopefully this year. We'll see what happens.
By the way, sorry, this randomly popped into my head. This actually has nothing to do with this, but did you know they sell like IHOP shirts for just to wear? I was watching some of, like, Manar was also making the rounds last night, but on his own stream, Manar, like, he was like wearing like a IHOP shirt. I was like, do you work at IHOP? He was like, no. I was like, so wait, do they just sell IHOP shirts to wear? Manar likes IHOP, I guess. He's a fan.
But anyways, we'll see what happens. This is going to be crazy. Hey, man, life happens. Wins by default also happens. Marte showed up for the job. The other guy did it. WWW. Yes, I know. Oh, Dave, you know what? Both my moderators back to back. Dave Alyssa, who's also a moderator. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications or you're gay.
Yes, exactly. Shout out to Dave.
For school tomorrow. Of course, Dave Alyssa pissing me off right now because now I'm even more hungrier. That chicken and watermelon is looking delicious. Chicken makes me hungry. Stop it, bro. Anyways, Dave's running me off out of here. I can't.
Yeah, I see Waffle House. Yeah, I mean, I could see Waffle House, but IHOP, I don't know. I just didn't think there's that many diehard fans of IHOP that are like, yeah, I'm going to buy this IHOP shirt. You know, it must be the bacon. Yeah, I know, right? They have good bacon over there, I heard. I have a Spam shirt, but Spam is pretty good. I like Spam. Listen, I actually like IHOP too. I just didn't know that they sold merch. I just didn't know. And I'm also especially just surprised Manar has an IHOP shirt. I didn't know he was like, oh, yes, I like IHOP.
Can't stand it anymore. Looking at these emojis is frustrating because I can't eat it. And I'm about to drool right now because he's appealing to the black. Pretty crazy. Fries and still have like a 6-pack. I've had people accuse me of good work as a pro athlete and all that. And that's what I'm saying. So the Cash App scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you could see that. MSM Liars. That's what the Cash App is. It's right at the bottom, bro. $.
Now that we're matching it, 80% of my shirts are trolling shirts. Nice. Nice. Trolling shirts are good. Spam is a miracle food. Yeah. Never like Spam. I do. Especially like Spam sushi. I like that stuff.
Marte Reyes. Yeah, I know. Real World Radio. I know. I'm very slow tonight, mind you. I feel like everything is operating at 2 miles an hour, and I still want to debate. According to
oh yeah, I've seen the Maruchan ramen noodle shirts. Yeah, I've seen those.
The judges, whether or not they like Sarah or not, I don't know. I know Ortho Guy, but here's the thing though. One last thing.
Okay. So this is where we're talking about the judges and the judging.
I know. Real World Radio. I know. I'm very slow tonight, mind you. I feel like everything is operating at 2 miles an hour, And I still want to debate, according to the judges, whether or not they like Sarah or not. I don't know. I know Ortho Guy, but here's the thing though. One last thing before I go. If one of the people that voted, which was, I forgot his name, what used to be on Sarah's panel, he should be in her favor, but still voted for me anyways in this debate. So yeah, crazy stuff when
I believe that was Wrath of Reason. Was that you, Wrath of Reason?
Grid says, well, I think everybody just hates Sarah. Well, one guy, Ortho Guy, is totally against me. The guy's a definite op. So of course he's going to, and then the other guy from Sarah's panel voted for me. Well, if two people represent Sarah, that means that the majority of the panel is against me. So when Grid made the statement saying, I think everybody just hates Sarah, that's incorrect. 2 out of 1 judges doesn't like me, doesn't like me objectively. Well, not subjectively speaking, they objectively made these statements. Just gonna be honest with you right now. Half asleep, stress hungry, and still, yeah, I know, man. I think I would have to have the severe flu in order not to win a debate, maybe. But we'll see what happens. Oh man,
No, that should be the other guy. I float around everywhere though. Oh, okay. Sarah's opener was literally on point, laid out the grounds of the debate. AI Marte could do it. AI Marte. Well, that kind of says that all Orthodox guy, which side you're on, could do it, and you all just hate Sarah. No, the prompt itself is just ridiculous. It's just, should we make gold digging great again? Or should we marry? It's just, no, it's like we shouldn't. Now, listen, like I could dislike a person and admit when they've made solid arguments or something I've never thought about before, but she didn't. Like, she obviously didn't. And I felt, again, not just because I like Marte and because I dislike Sarah, I felt just Marte's points were just better overall. Even if Marte's performance itself wasn't great in itself, compared to her, I felt he made the better points. So, but I think that's just cope, just to like, I think it's cope just to say like, well, it's because you hate Sarah. It's like, no, objectively, like even going in, if I disagreed with her, she didn't say anything to kind of sway me at all, or even made me second think like, oh yeah, maybe we should marry gold diggers again. I never thought of it like that, she didn't make any sort of points at all. Exactly, Vic. Ridiculous. Yeah. Gold digging? No, never. Yeah, it was a ridiculous prompt. And so I just think it's just cope. It's just all cope. At least I voted with the head on my shoulders, simp. That's funny. Haha, losers can stay mad instead of Sarah bad. Explain how Marte won. So I already went through it. I already went through it and explained like which points I agree with Marte on. And I also went against like with the things that Sarah was saying. So I don't remember the points off the top of my head that Marte made, and I don't want to rewatch the thing again, but you could rewatch it if you want. If you could go back a little bit. I'd mop the floor with Orthodox guy, hands behind my back in a debate. Ridiculous Lady Sarah's anything for review now, yeah. So cool. Who was drinking dope Coca-Cola? I don't know. I haven't watched the debate. If it was it worth it? I mean, it wasn't a great debate by any means. I don't, neither. It wasn't like a great performance by either of them. But with the prompt like that, and with Sarah just being kind of an idiot, like she doesn't even know what she's asking for because she has this feminist brain rot, I don't think she made any good points. I'm open to like listening to someone I disagree with, like there's a lot of people that I think that have changed my mind on things, but she didn't. And Marte, even though if it wasn't a great performance from him, it was still better than hers. She's literally trying to redefine a word, making up whatever she wants gold digger to be. Yeah, exactly. And all her like all the points that she brings up are false, like they're not even true. Like she's just saying, well, if a man is rich, then all he has to do is be kind and then she'll stay around. And it's like, no, there's a lot of rich and kind men or nice men that treats their wives with respect and don't cheat on them and whatnot, that still get left, that they still get divorced because again, because of feminism, we have this no fault divorce. And so a woman, if she, all she has to do is just marry a rich guy, stay with him for a few years or what have you, divorce him if she gets bored, and she'll get half of his assets and his money, and then she can move on to another rich guy, no matter how her husband was acting. Vic, I was also a judge on that panel last night. Marte's like, no, I know you were. I saw. I can see why OG voted for Sara. It's just that the idea in itself is repulsive. Yeah. Rent ships are even worse than regular simps. Yeah.
No, I said.
Wait, what?
We got the
being whatever you can define your own masculine expectations. I
just think there's a lot of people that like Sara for whatever reason, and it's like, okay, yeah, you could like Sara, but I just think objectively, like, she lost in this one. But I don't think it was a strong debate performance from either.
Either of those, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
like they're trying to project and say it's like, oh, it's because you guys hate Sara, and it's like, well, I think it's because you guys like Sara, and I think that's why you're coping like that.
Feed higher self-harm amongst men, which would be, drug abuse, alcoholism,
right,
self-deletion, that sort of thing.
I mean, I could even throw in there to try to find something. I would say infantilizing young boys, but I think that would still
shouldn't be that quiet.
To be reestablished, you need to send women back to the gold digger status in which they sought that, fought for it, and did anything and everything to keep it. I'll leave it there.
And that's
Let me go back a little bit to the opening statement. So let's go through her opening statement and tell me what exactly she said that was like, yeah, that's a good point.
Already gold diggers to begin with. Now dependent upon men. Well, then naturally, because that's how.
All right. When you're ready.
All right. Men should 100% attempt to marry gold diggers in order to destroy feminism, because that's how it's all worked from the get-go anyways. If men have always been the breadwinner.
Yeah, so she's like comparing gold digging to like arranged marriages and whatnot, which, by the way, women were still taught to have duties. Gold diggers aren't taught to have duties at all. Gold diggers just seek out rich men for money. In fact, when they get married, they usually have the husband hire like a maid or a chef because they're rich enough to do that, and they don't really do anything like with their duties and such. So how does marrying a gold digger fit in with, like, how does that cancel out feminism?
Winners and women have always been dependent upon men. Well, then naturally women were.
And by the way, breadwinners doesn't mean millionaire, though. Gold digger specifically means like a millionaire, like a rich person. Like they seek out a man that has a lot of wealth and resources. You could be she's conflating it with just like someone, the breadwinner. The breadwinner, you could be a middle-class family and the father could be the breadwinner.
Already seeking the men with the most, right? So they were already gold diggers to begin with. Now, relationships were already transactional. We just added the love caveat to it. So therefore, we throw that little mushy gushy bullshit in. Now, feminism actually created women to have their own money. Therefore, now instead of women fighting for the men, now the men are having to fight for the women. If you want the hierarchy to be reestablished, you need to send women back to the gold digger status in which they sought that, fought for it, and did anything. And
let me go back a little bit.
Their own money. Therefore, now instead of women fighting for the men.
Yeah, and also too, that's another false thing. It wasn't just women fighting for, like, it's not that, like, they both fought for each other. Like, women had their own duties in order to attract men, like their own things to do to attract men, and men had their own things to do to attract women. Okay, it was how do you say, it was like a mutual thing. Like, women knew that they had to look good, in order to attract men, and also know how to, like, yeah, be a good, like, be good at cleaning, like maintaining the house, being a good mother, being a good chef, taking care of the husband as well. Men also had their own things they had to fulfill. Like they had to be able to protect their women against threats. They had to be able to like be a good father to the children, provide. That means taking care, providing the shelter, providing the food, providing the resources. It was a mutual thing. It wasn't just this thing where women were just competing for men. It was a mutual thing.
Now the men are having to fight for the women. If you want the hierarchy to be reestablished, you need to send women back to the gold digger status in which they sought that, fought for it, and did anything and everything to keep it. I'll leave it there.
And that's time.
So we have gold diggers nowadays. In fact, it's gotten worse with women being allowed to have OF and on all this stuff, because women could just go out and post a sexy lewd of themselves or something like, and then they could get a rich guy to go and message them and such. So if anything, it's kind of made it worse. Like if gold diggers were really like solving all of the issues with feminism, then feminism would have been dead due to the gold diggers, but it's not. If anything, it's like it's a bad it's like part of a symptom. It's a symptom of the problem. So there is Sarah's opening statement. What did she say that was actually factual that you agree with her on? Anybody? Yeah, OF girls are gold diggers. Yeah, exactly. So, with the rise of OF girls and such, then gold diggers would have helped fix the problem. OF would actually have solved the problem, but it actually hasn't. It's made things worse. What if he sacrifices his body providing, and after 20 years he can't do it anymore? Throw him to the curb? Yeah, exactly. So anyone that's defending Sarah here, what exactly did she say that you're like, oh, that's a great point and it's much better than Marte? I mean, explain to me. When anything is prevented, we all suffer. Yeah, exactly, Abe. Sarah's just paving the way for her to justify when she marries a 70-year-old rich dude. Yeah, exactly. And she's going to have to go after the 70-year-old rich dudes, because the 40-year-old rich dudes aren't going to go after her, or the 50-year-olds. But maybe the 70-year-olds. Bueller.
Time. That was really good. Ready when you are, Marte?
So I think the relationship's built on transaction, not love. And that's a major issue. The gold digger's core motivation would be what you provide materially, and we're talking about other things. Now, I agree that relationships can be transactional, although, like, let's say that Christ told one woman to love her man. That would mean, like, in sickness, health, or anything like that, and you retire on what you live on. Basically, the attraction disappears the moment materialism evaporates, and I think that sets a bad precedent. I'm
going to go back a little bit.
Mean, like, in sickness, health, or anything like that, and you retire on what you live on. Basically, the attraction disappears the moment materialism evaporates, and I think that sets a bad precedent. Loyalty is also conditional. The kids grow up in a mercenary environment where they see, okay, well, great, if somebody better comes along that's higher paying, guess what I do? I boot the husband to the side, and I think that we don't want conditional love. Love should be sickness or health. We eliminate that, and I think it's better off being pure love without money or any materialism.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that was a good point by Marte, because yeah, what standard are you setting for your children if they say, oh, well, mommy could just leave daddy if mommy isn't healthy and just find a rich guy? Like, what kind of example does that set? Like, it doesn't set a good example. By the way, would Sarah want her own kids? Like, for Sarah's daughter, does she want her daughter to just marry a rich guy and just be a gold digger? Or if she has a son, does she just want her son to be a millionaire and marry a gold digger? Like, I don't think she would want that for her kids. And I also don't think she would want that of her parents. I know I don't. I wouldn't have wanted that for my parents. And my parents only just love each other for transactional stuff. And nor would I want my kids to want the same thing. And so that alone right there is a good point. And again, having a strong patriarchal family, it's not conflating it with materialism, which Sarah is doing. And so Marte is making a good point there, that take the materialism out of it and just make it about love and such. And so again, what did Sara say that was like better than Marte, and what did Marte say that was worse than Sara? I wish my mom would have married a rich dude. I hate being poor. You say that now. You say that now, but it's not good. His opener literally set the tone for the rest of the debate. He could have not said another word and still would have won in eyes. Yeah. Do women really want to play it this way? It's like marching headlong towards cages. Yeah, exactly. The whole of the gold digger argument is marital vow don't matter, only what women want and feel. Yeah, exactly. And that's because of feminism. Feminism has conditioned society to just think, well, if women aren't happy at any point in their marriage, well, they're justified in getting a divorce or leaving their husband. You know, we prioritized women's happiness. Prioritize women's happiness over duties. Yep, exactly. Marriage is duty and sacrifice for the family. Yeah. That's why you're more likely to see a man in a shitty marriage that's staying in the marriage and not initiating the divorce for the children, and because they know they have a duty to his family, even if the wife is a bitch. But the reverse, you don't see that from women. That's why women initiate more divorces, is because they're not taught this stuff anymore. They're taught we prioritize women's happiness. That's the goal. If the woman's happy, then it's good. But if the woman's not happy for whatever reason, well, then she needs to leave him and find someone else. And with no fault divorce, what does she have to lose? She gets half of his assets and resources. She has literally nothing to lose. There's nothing incentivizing her to stay. I lived it. Vic is right with this. So thank you very much, John Smith. A lot of Americans have lost the idea of honor and what it means. Yeah. Yeah, a woman will sacrifice her family for herself, and man will sacrifice himself for his family. Yes, indeed. We suffer together has to be a new saying. Yeah. Sarah's talks like she's never given a shit about anyone. Well, yeah. Well, she literally, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to stop covering Sarah's stuff, is because I realized that no, she really is this like self-centered narcissistic person. Like she really doesn't care about anyone but herself. She really thinks of herself as this queen, this perfect person. So there's something that's not right up there. I'm being legit. Like there's something off about this woman. And I felt like punching down now after realizing that. But like I said, I have a cope addiction, guys. I'm addicted to cope. You are modernism is the idealism of libertarians saying this is what it is bowing to them. Yeah. Like I said, she's a psychopath. Yeah. But yeah, tonight she's going to be hosting her freaking coat panel here, her latest coat panel. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I cover it. Maybe I may be able to fight my demons. I might be able to hold back my demons and fight them off and not cover it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Hey ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that video? I hope you did. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, or else you're gay. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm just trying to save you from sin. Also, make sure you catch the Cool Stream live Mondays through Fridays right here on my YouTube channel, and make sure you follow me at any of these links down below for everything Cool Vic.